I have a list here of the best Irish songs for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, really?
Danny Boy?
Topping the list, Danny Boy.
Yeah. But it's a sad song.
And it's also not a song that was written or sung in Ireland, I don't believe.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, Danny Boy, the pipes. It's a beautiful song.
It is.
It's a beautiful song. Also on my list of, it says here, the best Irish songs for St. Patrick's Day. The one that came up first was Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Yeah.
You too. It's a great one.
Yeah.
Drunken Lullabies by Flogging Molly.
Well, that we still have a potty break song to go.
Yeah.
This is a rebel song.
Oh.
The Sinead O'Connor version.
Oh.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Dirty Old Town by the Pogues.
Yeah.
I just love the Pogues. Molly Malone by the Dubliners. Whiskey in the Jar. Thin Lizzy.
Yeah, you don't think of Thin Lizzy as being an Irish band, but they are.
And Zombie by the Cranberries.
Yeah. Cranberries.
Which is, in fact...
it's a song about the Troubles.
About the Troubles. Which may kick up again. Although, did I not see last night? I just saw a headline, and then because of all the troubles in New Zealand this morning, I didn't see it in the news and didn't follow up. But Parliament has asked for an extension on Brexit.
Kicking the can.
They're kicking the Brexit can down the road, and I only think of that because that means that there will be at least an extension. If Brexit happens, there will be troubles probably between Ireland and Great Britain.
Well, because what do you do in Northern Ireland? How does that affect trade? How does that affect? Makes things a whole lot harder.
But that was a list. Here's another list of essential St. Patrick's Day songs. It's just there are so many great songs that have come out of the strife. I mean, it is, and it is just.
It's where all your best music comes from strife.
We used to
different kinds of strife.
There are just and there are so many sad songs that come out of Ireland. Just Boondock Saints and Anyway, I don't feel very good today.
No, it's hard.
Yeah.
We'll this is not the official beginning of the show today.
No.
And it's not very upbeat, and I can't guarantee you that when we come back from the break that it will be upbeat again. I don't, if you're one of the people who listens to the show because you hate cucks, if you hate the snowflakes and you listen to us because you want us to make mistakes and you want to pick at us, well, this is the day to do it.
There will be mistakes.
Oh, there'll be, because So there's a boner candidate today, and it's one of our congressmen. Is
it Rob Bishop?
Yeah, thank God. We used to have the dumbest man in Congress, and then he left, and now we have the dumbest man in Congress again.
Lucky us.
He taught history to generations of Utah children. Generations of Utah children. And then he can stand in front of reporters and say that the new Green Deal is like genocide. Genocide.
Yeah.
No, you want genocide?
What a dumb son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's...
Bill, you speak so harshly against a good man. No, he's a dumb son of a bitch.
And dumb is too nice a word.
I know! Yeah. I know!
Well, there are words that we'd like to use, but the federal government thinks that you're all 9 years old. So,
see, this is why I can't go into politics, and this is why people who don't like me really don't like me, and people who like me, I guess. But
sure,
because I did see I'm shaking. And it's ridiculous.
Well, you're shaking for multiple. I mean, that's coming at you from multiple angles today.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll calm down. We'll take a break and we'll come back, and then I'll be angry again. Okay. Sorry. I'll just be quiet now.
No, it's okay. It's hard. We have a hard job in that, So on the news stations, they can stick with that. They can stick with that anger. They can stick with that. We somehow have to weave some levity into this somewhere because that's our job. That's hard to do on a day like today.
Here, let me read this from Shasta Pants. My daughter is having surgery this morning. We're listening to the show on the way to the hospital to keep the spirits up. Thanks for letting us listen. Wish us luck.
Shasta Pants, I don't know what your daughter's having surgery on. My daughter's having minor surgery today also. I'm leaving at 8:30 to take her to get her wisdom teeth out. So
Shasta Pants, your name made me smile. So thank you. So you cheered me up. So thank you, and I'll try and cheer up when we come back from the break, and I'll find something when we come back. I'll find something cheerful.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see. We'll take a break. We'll be back. We got boners. All that stuff coming up for you. Stand by. Quip. GetQuip.com/X96. Gina, your daughter is going in for
wisdom teeth.
The wisdom teeth. Well, might I suggest
when she's done bleeding,
after she's done, please healing.
Okay.
Yes, please. Get her one of these. They have children's versions of Quip
I should because I tell my kids to brush their teeth and they come back way too fast.
Exactly.
I'm like, there's no way you brushed all of your teeth as much as they need brushing.
See, the Quip's got the timer. It's a 2-minute timer. Pulses every 30 seconds as it's vibrating to remind you when to switch sides. It's a very helpful guide for an even clean, and I think it'd be terrific for kids to help teach them how to brush properly, because a lot of us just don't. 90% of us don't brush for the full 2 minutes or don't clean evenly, and that's one of the many reasons that I love Quip and why they're backed by over 20,000 dental professionals. Quip starts at just $25. If you go to getquip.com/X96, you get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/X96. Be sure to do the /X96 to make sure you get the deal and that we get the credit. Thank you.
At X96, we realized that the term
Humans have left the lonely confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the entire galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders!
Today, we join our missionaries as they land on a remote planet called Triskelion.
Hey, Lehi, ever wonder where Zone Leader Hansen finds planets no one has ever heard of to send us to?
Well, I'm sure these folks just call the 1-800-SUBSPACE channel and request visits by missionaries.
Well, we've been on Triskelion for over a minute now, and no one's made an attempt on our lives. I'd say so far so good.
Well, these are the agreed-upon coordinates. We were supposed to wait here for them to contact us.
What the flip?
Hey, where are we now?
You are in a cavern miles below the surface of Triskelion.
Looky, Butch, disembodied brains. Who are you guys?
We are the providers. 200 quatlus for the tall one. 300 quatlus for the tall one.
Excuse me, providers. I'm Lehigh Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
500 quatloos for Elder Jensen.
As I was saying, we represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
600 quatloos for Elder Jensen.
We was wondering if you had heard of our church and if you'd like to hear more.
700 quatloos for Elder Jensen, and I'll let you have the fat one for free.
Hey, wait just a minute. Missionaries come in pairs. You can't split us up. We are a package deal.
Okay. 800 quatloos for both of the Mormons. That's my final offer.
Did we just get sold to that glowing brain under the glass doodad over there?
That's what it sounded like. We'd better get to the bottom of this.
Excuse me. It's me over here, Lehigh.
You know, the fat one.
But you're not helping.
Sorry.
If you brains are done talking amongst yourselves, we'd just like to talk to you about joining our faith.
Silence! You are now a drill thrall. You will fight in the arena for our amusement until you are dead.
I don't like the looks of this.
Come on, don't be such a wussy. We have these big stick thingies to defend ourselves with, and our opponent is a scantily clad woman with big breasts. Come on, lady, take your best shot. Ow! Hey, I wasn't ready. Try that again, I dare you. Ow!
Hey, that's gonna leave a mark. Hey, provider guys, care to make a new wager?
300 quatloos on the missionaries. 400 quatloos on the scantily clad woman with big breasts.
How would you like to wager your eternal souls?
Make this good, or we will teleport you onto the surface of Triskelion Sun.
Okay, here's the deal. If we win, we get to go free, and you donate 1,000 quatloos to the LDS Church Missionary Program. We lose, and we will remain drill thralls and fight for your amusement.
I don't know. That's a lot of quatloos.
Well, you chicken?
You have a wager. You two against all of the other drill thralls.
Oh, well, it was nice knowing you, Lehigh.
Don't sweat it, Butch. I got a plan. Is this the end of Butch and Lehigh? Will they spend the rest of their very short lives as drill thralls? Can quatloos be used to pay tithing? How exactly would you baptize a disembodied brain anyway? Tune in next time to hear Lehigh say, "Put down your stick, Butch, and follow my lead."
Wait, but we couldn't take a prissy girl thrall, and you think we can take on all them without weapons?
Trust me. Excuse me, drill thralls. I'm Elder Christiansen of the LDS Church. My companion, Elder Jensen,
Hi.
and I were wondering if you'd like to learn more about the Mormon Church.
Hey, where's everybody going?
Foul! You cheated! I demand a rematch!
On the next eye-gouging episode of Space Elders.
6:20.
Time to officially begin the Radio from Hell show, Gino.
Yes, it's brought to you by Start Small, Save Big. Open a 60-month certificate of deposit at Cyprus Credit Union. Receive 3.65% APY with rates this great. There's never been a better time to start saving. Stop by or visit cypruscu.com.
The moon, waxing gibbous moon, 62.0% of full. It will rise today at 1:29 p.m. Today being Friday. It's the
15th.
It's the Ides of March.
Oh, that's right.
It is.
Officially.
Yes, it is the 15th day of March in the year of our Lord 2019, and this is the most random radio broadcast you could possibly imagine, starring the cucks of communication, the snowflakes of sound. This is the show that's all killer and no filler. It's Radio from Hell with the lords of morning radio, Gary Jackson, Bill Allred, Gina Barberi. Oh, I think it's supposed to be Carrie O. Jackson.
Oh, that's
No.
right. No?
No, we
Big-
don't.
well,
we
it's-
don't do that.
It's St.
I mean, I'm Irish enough that I could, but no.
And helping out with the show today, producing it, is our interim producer, Katie for short. And I believe our former intern is helping out today.
Argyle
too.
intern.
Argyle intern, Crystal, is here. Now, I thought I was going to cheer up and have something
Oh,
here.
no. Have you faded on us?
Interesting facts about St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, here we go.
Did you know that the official color of St. Patrick's Day is green, but that St. Patrick's official color was actually blue. The color most commonly associated with St. Patrick was actually blue, but it gradually became green, and nobody seems to know why.
Well, because you think of Ireland and
Yeah, but did St. Patrick drive the snakes out of Ireland? That's the
no.
It says, tradition has it, that the reason there are no snakes in Ireland is because St. Patrick chased them into the sea. It's a pretty good story, but most scientists say, well, no, there were never any snakes in Ireland in the first place. Why did St. Patrick go to Ireland? He did go to Ireland.
He's not Irish.
No, there is evidence that shows that he did, in fact, travel to Ireland. Well, why did he go there? Well, because there are heathens there.
Is he Turkish?
Let's see.
Something like
That's a good. I don't
that.
know. Let's see. It
he's
should
that
say here.
somewhere around those parts.
Was St. Patrick really Irish?
No.
No. He was thought to have originally come from. No, you're very far off.
I am.
He was either Welsh or Scottish. He was abducted at the age of 16 and brought to Northern Ireland as a slave. Once there, he was sent to Slamish Mountain in the county Antrim to herd sheep. But on his escape, he had a vision and returned to Ireland to spread the word of Christianity. No, he was Welsh or Scottish. So close to Ireland, but not that close. Let's see. This isn't very interesting, is it? He was. It's not. It's hard to do anything in my mind today. I woke up to read about what's going on in New Zealand, or what went on in New Zealand. And at the last word, 49 people mowed down by systematic killers. And these were not Islamic terrorism. This was not ISIS. These were white guys. These were white guys who were repelling foreign invaders.
Yeah.
We are
xenophobes, racists.
Yeah. They released a manifesto. They broadcast some of it live on Facebook.
Yeah, they had cameras strapped
What they
to
were
them.
doing. And they had been planning this for a couple of years, and they were gunning people down while they were praying at mosques in New Zealand. Last count, 49 people dead. They had Donald Trump manifestos and slogans, and they had other
Like I guess Steve Bannon's favorite book that he's touted, and they referenced that in it.
We'll tell you about it in the news. I'm sorry, it's just hard for me to talk about pleasant things. Right?
But Bill, it's Terrence Trent D'Arby's birthday.
I love that song, Wishing Well.
Here, let me.
I went to see him at Jones Beach one time in New York, live.
Here, try this.
What a fine, fresh scent it has. A manly soap, your Irish Spring.
Manly, yes, but I like it too.
Irish Spring, for long-lasting deodorant protection.
There you go.
We were horrible people. Whenever that commercial would come on, then we would make the sound of gunfire.
Really?
Yeah.
Bill, we're trying to get away from that, and now you've brought us back again.
Listen,
Stop.
A lot of places you could have taken that.
I know. Hey, do we remember when we used to? Did we still have the ad where we used to make the Shamrock Shakes?
I don't know if we still have the Shamrock Shake bit.
It was on the cassette.
Was it on the cassette?
Carrie and I did a bit years ago
where we
made Shamrock Shakes.
Well, they were leprechaun shakes.
Leprechaun shakes.
Yeah.
That's right. Not Shamrock Shakes.
Yeah.
You know, McDonald's is offering the Shamrock Shake.
Yes.
We didn't call them Shamrock Shakes. They were leprechauns.
The leprechaun shake bit, I had to Foley myself because I couldn't find the proper sounds. What I wanted was the sound of a leprechaun being fed into a blender.
Yeah.
Where would you find such a sound?
So I had to make the sounds myself. I just threw some ice cubes in a blender, and that was the bones.
Sure.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And
it worked really well.
And then I had to do the voice and shake my head when he was in there, and then stop. And
we wrote the script. It didn't take us long to write the script, as I recall.
No, it was quick.
Yeah.
It was a quick thing. The sound effects were the hard part. But, yeah, maybe I should find that.
Yeah.
Do we have a cassette? We don't have a cassette.
Oh, you're
anymore.
cute.
I know. Let's get to this then. Big boy news, Opinnuendo, full strength, coming up. Stand by for that.
I promise I'll cheer up.
Well, you get happy when you talk about vulcanized rubber.
Yeah, that makes you happy.
I love Big O Tires, that's for sure. I love going into their showroom there on 2nd East and South Temple. The smell of vulcanized rubber always makes me happy. Right now, Big O Tires is... if you get a Big O Tire credit card and you just fill out the application, and they run it really quick, and if you pass the credit check, which they can run very fast, you get the Big O credit card. You'll receive a $70 instant saving, and then $50 when you use your Big O card to buy Goodyear, Yokohama, Continental, Nitto, and Toyo tires through April 1st. That's $120 savings right there. Big O has no credit needed financing options available as well. You can find out about those savings and about where a Big O tire store is, for instance, and a lot of other stuff on their website. They are the team you trust. Just go to bigotires.com.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding.
So this weekend is also the big shopping thing.
It is.
And I'm telling you right now, if you go, I'm going to be hurt.
The big shopping thing being every year, Gina. Well, you tell them what you do every year.
Yeah, go ahead, Gina.
It's my mom, the Sainted Mary Claire, and 3 of her friends, and all their daughters. I don't even know how many people it is. It's like 40 people.
But they're all of a certain. Oh no, I'm not going to do it. Never mind. I was going to be way too mean there.
I was so hoping you'd continue. Let that thought flow through there.
Anyway. In fact, one of the mothers was shopping a day or two ago with her daughters. I'm not sure where they were, but
getting a jump on it, were they?
Well, no, they were trying to buy the matching jammies because we all wear matching jammies, and
those are pajamas for those of you who don't know what jammies are.
Matching jammies. And the mother said, "Oh, I want these," and they said, "Well, we need to order them in." And she said, "Well, I have to have them by Thursday." I'm like, "Why do you need 5 pairs of matching jammies by Thursday?" And she said, "Well, we go on this shopping trip every year." And he said, "Is this Gina Barberi's shopping trip?"
God. Okay, so we don't need to explain it. Everybody seems to know. But here's the deal: is that if you go.
Why will you be hurt?
I will be hurt because she can't make the ride into work here and sit in this comfortable chair that Babinski's has given you.
But she can go
But she can go and shop. And that just shows there's that guilt thing coming back, is that you and I cannot have any control.
No.
But Mary Claire, queen of guilt.
She directs my life, as you know.
I don't think that you should let your mother make you go on this shopping.
That's right. That's right.
Well, and actually we've talked about it a lot the last couple of days, and she's been worried about me, and I've been having some trouble the last couple of days. And
Richie's having a T-shirt made for you, by the way. It just says "irritable uterus" on it.
Well,
I'd wear it.
Let's see if we can get a second tie line to come in here. I know big radio stations can do that, and we're just KXRK Provo, but let's see if we can get a second tie line in here so that Gina can be at home and we can be at Jiffy Lube on Monday, and we can all be here. All right?
It'd be nice if we could do that.
All right.
It's the JT thing that's the problem.
Well, JT can maybe send her traffic in pre-recorded.
Oh, okay.
JT, you're there,
Yeah.
right? Maybe we could do that just for
Whatever
one
you guys want.
for one day.
That's
all
a doable thing, isn't it, JT?
As long as somebody can play an MP3 over there.
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, whatever you guys want.
All right, we'll have Richie work that out.
I mean, it would be sort of live traffic, but it would be like
I'll send it like a minute or two.
a minute or
first.
two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I won't be able to do my sign off though.
Well, we'll be okay.
We'll forego
One
that.
day, one day.
Yeah, whatever you guys want. Come
All
on.
right.
At some point, Donald Trump won't be president anymore.
That's true.
We're not sure what that looks like, but
One way
at
or
some
another.
point, he won't be president anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start planning what we do on that. There has to be a celebration of some kind.
Well,
I want you guys to start thinking about that.
Okay, but I don't want to get your hopes up because him not being president anymore might not look so good either. I have bad news about that, too.
You do?
Yes.
I would say just about anything would be an improvement.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I'll tell you coming up if you really want to hear
I'm
it.
looking for a happy thing. Give me
Okay,
a party
I'm
to
going
look
to start
forward
the news. I'm going to start the news with a happy thing. Let's go.
Okay. Geico, you have a choice of ways you can save on car insurance. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Go online at geico.com or stop by the Geico office nearest you.
Here's a happy thing to start the news.
What's that?
Now, while Conor McGregor may not be the greatest guy in the world, he ain't letting a possible 15-year prison sentence get him down.
Why should he?
The UFC star stopped at a Florida bar after bailing out of jail and ordered up 100 shots of his famous Irish whiskey. The Notorious rolled into Miller's Ale House in Hollywood, Florida, and turned up like he was celebrating, going behind the bar, trading pictures with fans. are taking pictures with fans and even cooking up steaks in the kitchen. Yep. It's one of our friends. One of our friends was there. Seriously. Spoke with people at the bar who told Connor he wasn't there to be served. He was there to work. And, of course, Connor was pushing his own whiskey brand,
Sure.
Proper 12, ordering up 100 shots for the people in the bar and even buying a couple of bottles for himself. He likes it. When it was all said and done, Connor's bill came out to be $636.66, but he wanted to show the staff some love, so he tipped an additional $200. Connor had been arrested in Miami on Monday for allegedly stealing a cell phone from a man outside the Fontainebleau Hotel and stomping on it.
Well, he didn't just steal a phone. That makes
Well,
it sound like
he took it away from the guy because he was taking pictures of him, I guess. McGregor was booked for robbery, strong arm, and criminal mischief over $1,000, and the first charge carries a maximum penalty of 15 years in prison. Connor has been downplaying the allegations. Clearly, he thinks it's no big deal, but the alleged victim begs to differ, telling TMZ he wants justice. No, I mean, what he really wants is his moment of fame and some money from Conor McGregor.
And he'll probably get some.
Sure.
Shut up, you're drunk.
A West Jordan boy is helping other kids by growing out and giving away his own hair.
Oh, nice.
With a personal reason for his unique way of giving back. On Thursday afternoon, Morgan Garrow indulged in a round of Apex Legends in his bedroom, as one hand furiously clicked away on the keyboard and the other made quick movements with the mouse. Gotta go. What the heck, Morgan said, as game noises echoed from his computer. Now I got a good combo. Morgan enjoys video games, and a quick look around his room showed something else. He loves Star Wars. The Force is strong with this one. Bold lettering stated above his window as a life-size cutout of Anakin Skywalker stared down from one of the walls. But what he did, he grew his hair for 2 years for kids who lost all of theirs because of medical issues. After 2 years, Morgan's hair was really quite long, and he donated it to Wigs for Kids.
Nice.
His mother, Sandrine, took Morgan to Main Attraction in Bountiful. They chopped off 12 inches of hair on Thursday. Very nice. All right. New Zealand. Man accused of opening fire at 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand, killing dozens of worshipers. The latest figure that I've seen is 49 people dead, and more probably to die in hospital. He appears to have been motivated by white supremacy and extremism that he saw in the United States. During a news conference, Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison characterized the alleged shooter as an extreme right-wing violent terrorist. 4 suspects were taken into custody Friday in connection with the shooting. The alleged gunman was later charged with murder. The suspect, whose identity has not been confirmed, appears to have publicly posted a 74-page manifesto to Twitter and the online forum 8chan, in which he declared his hatred for Muslim immigrants in Europe and idealized U.S. extremist movements. He also appears to have live-streamed part of the horrific attack in a now-deleted video on Facebook. Huffington Post has chosen not to provide a link to either piece of media. The author at times wrote in an over-the-top, possibly sarcastic voice, making specific passages difficult to discern, but an obsession with white supremacist ideas persists through the manifesto. He also repeatedly stated that he intended to use the media to give a platform to his views. In the rambling manifesto, he claimed that he donated to white supremacist groups. He idealized American mass shooters. He also recited the 14 words, a popular white supremacist slogan that has been repeated by other white supremacists. We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. People, I heard reports from reporters who had watched the video this morning, the Facebook Live, and they said, it was our job to watch it, so we did, and we would not recommend watching it, but we did watch it because, and they said it was just bizarre to see that he was so systematic and smiling. He was at one mosque shooting people, shot a woman who fell to the sidewalk and outside the mosque, and then she was begging for help, and he walked up and shot her again.
Okay.
And then,
You know what? I don't need to know.
And then got in his car to drive to a second mosque, and there were people walking across the street, and he stopped and let them walk across the street, and then he proceeded on. You know, I mean, he let them just go across the street, and then he proceeded on. He was shooting out the window of his car. It's New Zealand is a really peaceful country, a welcoming country. They welcome immigrants and it's been a very peaceful place, and they allow people to have guns there. There's a very thorough process for getting a gun, but you can get a gun, and people do own them. There's thorough background checks, but what information is coming out about this guy is that he's been working on stockpiling weapons and ammunition for a couple of years, apparently. I'm sure we'll hear more about his background to come. So this is, how much time do we have here?
Plenty.
President Donald Trump, not happy that former House Speaker Paul Ryan blocked subpoenas of people and entities that Donald Trump thinks the House Republicans should have been investigating during the first 2 years of his administration. Donald Trump told Breitbart News in an exclusive and lengthy Oval Office interview that Paul Ryan blocked issuance of subpoenas to people that he thinks should have been investigated on the political left. And now that the Republicans no longer have the majority of the House, people Trump says Ryan protected may have gotten away with whatever they did and that warranted investigation.
Who was he saying?
Well, Trump says that House Freedom Caucus Chairman Representative Mark Meadows, the Republican of North Carolina, and his predecessor and fellow conservative Jim Jordan wanted to be tougher with the left, but Ryan wouldn't let them. Paul Ryan wouldn't give the right to have any subpoenas, Trump told Breitbart News. Okay? Now, in all fairness, Meadows and Jordan and all these guys, they wanted to go tougher, but they weren't allowed by leadership. Trump's comments came in a wider part of the conversation about how the left is more vicious than the right.
I wish.
And the left in American politics plays cuter and tougher. So here's the thing. It's so terrible what's happening, Trump said when asked by Breitbart News Washington political editor Matthew Boyle about how the left is fighting hard. You know, the left plays a tougher game. It's very funny. I actually think that the people on the right are tougher, but they don't play it tougher, okay? Now, I can tell you, I have the support of the police, the support of the military, the support of the bikers for Trump. I have the tough people, but they don't play it tough until they go to a certain point. And then it would be very bad, very bad. But the left plays it cute and tougher, like with all the nonsense that they do in Congress, with all this investigations. That's all they wanted to do, you know. They do things that are nasty. Republicans never played this.
Oh?
Yeah. Trump's relationship with Ryan during Ryan's tenure was fraught with peril from the get-go. So what is he saying here? I have the support of the army, the police, the bikers for Trump.
He's threatening.
Yeah. And then you remember Michael Cohen's testimony.
Yeah.
What do you think would happen to Donald Trump if he doesn't win re-election? I don't think things would go well with transition of power.
There will not be a peaceful transition.
Would not be a peaceful transition of power. I don't like that.
I'm president and you're not.
Donald Trump thinks that he can call up the army and the police and the bikers for Trump.
The army is not going to.
I don't think so.
No,
and I don't think the police
and
are.
I don't think the police are either because they are aware of laws.
And I don't really.
And the bikers for Trump are like 70.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't. But he thinks. I think he thinks that
there'll be an uprising of some kind,
and he could call up the army and say, that, that I should remain in power. I think he maybe believes that. Anyway.
Well, again, he's one of those people who have never been told no.
The Utah State Legislature ended last night. I didn't see, but I think they did fund the Orrin Hatch. They gave $1.5 million.
It was tied into something else.
I think they did. So have at it, Orrin. I think we ought to have Orrin do at least $1.5 million of the manual labor. Abortion. The legislature passed a pair of abortion bills, sparking a lot of debate about whether the state is willing to enact laws that might result in litigation. One of the bills aims to ban abortion sought solely based on fetal Down syndrome diagnosis, but postpones that prohibition until similar laws in other states are upheld. So they passed it, but
saying if the other people go through the courts and it sticks, then this one will be implemented. And
they would ban most abortions after 18 weeks. That will land in court for sure. Birth certificates. Bills that dealt with with gender markers on birth certificates and driver licenses didn't get far this session. One proposal would have barred Utahns from changing the gender on their birth certificates. That was denounced as transphobic by some. Another bill would have established a process for people to alter their gender. Both bills were abandoned.
But somehow they passed over 500 bills. So
500 and something bills, yeah.
So what are all? I can't imagine what those are.
Oh, let's see. I've got another. They passed a lot of stuff that you like. They passed some things that you like and a lot of stuff that.
So hate crimes. They passed hate crimes.
They passed hate crimes. Let me find.
They passed the representation for juvenile defendant, something that Todd Weiler did, which was a nice thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. They rewrote voter-approved initiatives. Where is it? Oh, here's a good thing that they did.
What?
Remember they were going to change the name of the UTA?
Yeah, that was stupid.
Did they realize that was kind of stupid?
Finally, they killed that. They killed that. They said, no, we won't do that. We're not going to change the name of the UTA. That would be expensive, and we're just not going to do it.
Good, because I would have to learn a new jingle. Go UTA.
I don't think they use that anymore
places,
anyway.
They should, because I remember it.
They passed the alcohol bill. They raised the alcohol level to 4.0 in grocery stores. So that will account for about 80% of what's there already. Okay?
So
Maverick can still have a beer cave, apparently.
Okay, good.
Now here's something odd about it. I think they said you can't, if you order groceries, and if you order groceries on the phone and then you drive your car up and they bring it out.
Yes.
I think you can't. They said you can't carry the beer out to the car.
Well, because it's underage people probably that.
Yeah.
Which is just
because you have to have a different license to.
Which is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you just hire people who are 21 and older to do that. Good Lord.
Oh man. Let's see.
Orrin didn't get his money.
He didn't?
He didn't get his money.
Good, because that was stupid.
You sure?
Yeah, KUTV, $19 billion budget will not include funding for Orrin Hatch Center.
Good.
He didn't get his money.
Oh, good.
You already have things with your name on them.
Well, one thing. Well, and his underwear. His wife sews his name in all of his underpants.
Are these my underpants?
Listen, I picked up I picked up Mitch McConnell's by accident once.
Teachers can now talk down in the Senate gym.
In the gym. That's what I meant.
Teachers now can talk about contraception and its effectiveness.
It works. There you go.
There is contraception and it works. I can say no more. Let's see. A bill to ask teachers why they're quitting passed the legislature.
Huh?
Pardon me?
Yeah. If a teacher quits,
wait a minute.
If a teacher quits, you can ask them why they're quitting.
You don't pay me enough to put up with this. How about that?
Why is this a thing?
Well, it's because right now they don't track it at all. They want to know why people are quitting. Now, 90% of them will say, I don't get paid enough, probably.
Yeah. Or it could be the kids are terrible, or the parents are terrible.
Or my principal sucks. I've heard that one many times.
But I mean, so you want to find out.
By law, I can ask you.
Yeah. Please, but before, don't slam the door. Just tell me.
It's a law. You have to tell me.
Quick, tell me. And they pass.
They should make that for relationships.
Why are you quitting? Why are you quitting this relationship?
No, you have to tell, and it has to be that you can't lie. You have to tell me the truth.
And it's always alienation of affection.
I was going to say, can't I just use that, or irreconcilable differences?
No, there has to be a specific. It's got to be you snore and I can't take it anymore, or
that's alienation of affection.
But no, it's got to be specific though. You need specific of why you're leaving.
Judge Gina is pretty harsh.
I think it's just alienation of affection. That covers it. That covers it, Gina. It's
Although write that down. That's a thing we should do, Judge Gina.
Okay.
And finally, this no.
Why?
Because
Gina's going to weigh in on your.
Yeah.
Because you are too harsh.
Somebody has to be.
And Butterball turkeys.
Yes.
Butterball has recalled nearly 80,000 pounds of turkey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, salmonella. Now I don't know that it's not turkey season really, but
damn these government regulations.
U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Service announced Wednesday that approximately 78,000 pounds of raw ground Butterball turkey, people buy a lot of that stuff, might be contaminated with salmonella. Product numbers ESTP 7345 inside the USDA mark inspection are subject to recall. The ground turkey was produced July 7th, 2018. And it's, let's see, boy, there's a lot of it. So Kroger ground turkey, Butterball Everyday Fresh ground turkey, Butterball, most of it under the Butterball name, but some of it under the Kroger name. We don't have Food Lion here, so you don't have to worry about that.
No, it's Kroger.
But there are some Kroger.
It's a good thing I don't do the ground turkey.
Yeah, but a lot of people do. So Judge Gina doesn't do ground turkey because
beef is what's for dinner. That's why.
All right, there you go.
That's why we don't want Judge Gina.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Woo! Lucky's Auto Credit. 77 cents in a job gets you a car. That is awesome. They'll front the tax, title, and license. 77 cents total to drive away today. Apply online at luckysautocredit.com. Woohoo! Well, you know who's a super nice lady?
Who?
Gail Miller.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah. She made a statement before the Jazz game last night. She said the Utah Jazz will strictly enforce the NBA fan code of conduct with zero tolerance. We do not permit hate speech, racism, sexism, or homophobia. We also do not allow disruptive behavior, including bullying, foul or abusive language, or obscene gestures. Violators may be subject to ejection and other penalties, including a lifetime ban. Now, she said, let us be clear. We want you to be loud. You're the reason we have the best home court advantage in the league, and we want to keep it that way. And it's true. Vivint is a loud, loud place. We have a unique arena that provides crowds close proximity to the court and increased ability to affect the game. Players and coaches on both teams can hear you, and we expect all fans to respect them, as well as game officials, arena employees, and other fans in the arena. We have a responsibility to respect the game of basketball and, more importantly, each other as human beings. This has always been a hallmark of our incredible fan base and should forever be our standard moving forward. That's from Gail Miller, owner of the Jazz. And they won last night. They beat the Timberwolves 120-100. They play the Nets tomorrow at 7 o'clock. RSL is on the road. They're in Washington, D.C. to play D.C. United. That game is tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Weather brought to you by, have you been to Moochie's lately? They're cooking up something new for you besides their famous authentic Philly cheesesteaks. Try the new Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, differently delicious. Excuse me. So we're going to have a nice run here for a while. We're just going to be dry and get progressively warmer for the next 4 or 5 days. We'll be up to almost 60 degrees.
Does that also mean that the haze will be back?
Carrie, just can...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's
He's
not-
rubbing off on me.
Can we just say? Yeah, by Tuesday, we're up to 60. So lovely weekend. You can wash your car, start cleaning up your yard a little bit, maybe. Let's see. Crash northbound I-215 at 2100 North. Semi-trucks are on both shoulders and emergency vehicles on the left side of the freeway. So far, not many delays because traffic is pretty light this morning, but that's the only accident to tell you about. You can tell us if you see something and I will pass it along. 33986. Now at Big O Tires, save up to $120 on select sets of tires with paid installation. Only at Big O Tires, the team you trust. See store for details. Offer valid through April 1st.
All right. Boners round 1 coming up. Best question of the week. Question of the week is coming up. Stan, what is the question?
Have we selected it?
Yeah,
has
I've
been
got
selected?
it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll get to it coming up. Stand by for all of that. SaltLakeFilmSociety.org or SLFS.org if you're in a hurry.
Yeah, you really ought to subscribe by going to that website, and you'll get email updates about the Salt Lake Film Society.
That's handy.
And you can join their Red Carpet Club as well. It's Salt Lake Film Society is your home for independent film and foreign film, documentaries, playing at the Broadway and the Tower. They play films that you won't see at the big megaplex theaters, the big movie palaces around town. They'll play films that are smaller but more interesting in a lot of respects.
These are the award-winning films.
Yeah.
You'll get to see them before you hear about them because of the awards.
Yeah. Salt Lake Film Society is a perfect date idea, too. At the Broadway Theater downtown, there's a lot of great restaurants right next door, the Copper Onion. Go to the Copper Onion, have a nice dinner, and then go next door to the Salt Lake Film Society.
What I do.
Go to the Tower. There's some great restaurants there.
Oh, yeah.
Mazzo's right there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them right there.
Have dinner. Salt Lake Film Society, 7 screens there, and then there's the Tower Theater. You'll see great movies. It's 365 days a year at both of those theaters. Go to slfs.org for more.
The first
It's from the Girl Scouts. Okay. And then there's a nice letter say, "Hey, Bill, we get you. You're a guy's guy. You have unassuming strength, a casual confidence, and an uncompromising integrity, and are so dumb you don't know this is a form letter."
Wow, they really know who I am.
You know the spread of Sunday's game and have a steak ready to grill and a cold drink waiting in the fridge. You're man enough to be a Girl Scout. So I've been given a membership in the Girl Scouts.
So what do you?
And then I got this.
Do you have to sell your own Girl Scout cookies?
No, I think what that means is they'll hit me up periodically for money.
Yeah, it's a great gift, Jen.
I didn't want to say that what they're doing is opening a door to something that you will regret later. But
now I get this card. Now, little Bill, sick. He's sick. He was very ill. Barfing and all that. So that explains the card. And with this card came 3 pairs of really nice underpants. Patagonia, silk weight, boxer briefs.
Underpants.
Which I really like. And they're very, it's expensive underwear. I mean, it's like, I think they're $30 a piece or something like that.
You should get a whole pair of pants for that.
So here's the card that came with it. At least I'm too sick to cause trouble. Trouble.
Trouble.
And then you open it up and says, "Or am I?" ?
This is your Father's Day card?
Fortunately, you can cover your ass with these. Happy Father's Day. That's it.
Too sick. At least I'm too sick to cause trouble.
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 Yeah, trouble.
And then
you open it up.
That's a threat.
Or am I?
That's a threat. Is what that is.
That's exactly what it is. So it was my Father's Day threat. Yes. Anyway, that's nice to be a Girl Scout, though.
Snowbird was awesome yesterday. for Father's Day. There were a ton of people. Saw lots of friends of the program up there. They had garlic fries. It was perfect. They had bacon on sticks. Big, thick bacon on sticks.
So Gina was happy, and that made it a good Father's Day because she got what she wanted.
Well, no, everybody got. Joe got a massage up at the cliff. Daddy Gary got a massage up at the cliff.
Mm-hmm. But first and foremost, they had garlic fries.
They had garlic fries and bacon on sticks.
Yeah. I went out to the Christiansen Family Farm, Hog Heaven in Vernon on Saturday and bought a bunch of meat. That was pork and beef. And that's actually for my wife's birthday, who's her birthday today. She wanted meat for her birthday.
The gift of meat.
Everybody's got something.
Yeah. You?
No.
Nothing? Nothing? All right.
What? I'm not a father.
Well, you didn't see your dad.
I did.
Oh, you did.
Oh,
see
you
your
did.
Yeah.
See your dad. How's he doing?
He's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's his
Did you
mustache?
give him meat?
No, he gives me meat.
Oh, okay.
He's the farmer.
Harry gives him money.
Yeah, I give him cash.
We've discussed that. Here, Dad. He does it under the table so nobody can see. Yeah, there you go. Hold out your hand.
Buy some more life-giving medicine. There you go.
And Gina on X96.
All right. It is time for the feature.
Yep.
Is the feature sponsored?
No. But we're doing it anyway.
Well, that doesn't make
I
sense.
was gonna say maybe we
could just jump. Oh, here we go.
It's best question of the week. This is your opportunity to ask us something you've always wondered. Maybe about us. Maybe you have some relationship help you need, like our letter today.
Oh.
You email us radiofromhell@x96.com. Put best question in the subject line, and we'll gather those up for the week, and we pick the best one, and this week's comes from Texas Laura. Hello there. Texas Laura here.
Mm-hmm. Texas Laura.
Here's my question. Bit of background information. I am married to a man I love very much. Recently, he began talking to a young woman at work. Normally, this wouldn't bother me as he has other female friends. However, when he would talk about her, he had an excitement in his voice that I hadn't heard since we were dating. And you know that you can sense that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He claimed they were just friends and that there was nothing inappropriate going on. He started sleeping with his phone in his pocket and taking it everywhere with him. One day I came home early from work and heard him talking on the phone to this girl. He admitted they were talking, but reminded me that friends do that. I asked to see the messages between the two of them, but he refused, saying he didn't want to break her trust by sharing what they talked about. He mentioned she had shared secrets with him and he with her, and she didn't want anyone else to know, especially her boyfriend. Obviously, this bothered me a lot, so much so that I asked him to stop talking to her. He refused. I'm not proud of it, but in my anger, I told her boyfriend that my husband and his girlfriend were talking and that I was uncomfortable with it. This caused significant stress and frustration in my marriage, as he thought I overstepped by involving her boyfriend in our problems. I, on the other hand, felt that he and his friend had brought it upon themselves by being so secretive. I won't ask you who's right or wrong, though I would be interested in your opinions, but I'm curious as to what you think are proper boundaries between married people and their friends of the opposite sex, or same sex if the situation calls for it. Do you have expectations for how your spouse should act in certain situations? Do you have set rules on how to behave in these circumstances? I understand that trust plays a part, but I feel like the issue is more nuanced than that. I appreciate your thoughts on this matter. Love you guys. Texas Laura.
Well, it seems Judge Bill here. First of all, it seems obvious to me. The very first words that she wrote were, he claimed. That says to me right there that she doesn't believe him in the slightest, but, sleeping with a phone in his pocket and going around. I mean, there was obviously something more going on there. But the minute when you said, I would appreciate it if you didn't do this anymore, and he said no.
That says a lot, doesn't it?
Then see, if my wife said, I'm uncomfortable with this relationship you have with this person at work, I wish you would stop it, or
even if it was totally innocent.
Yeah, even if it was totally innocent, I would say, oh, okay, all right. If you are, I assure you, there's nothing going on. But if you're uncomfortable with it, I won't do this. I promise. I won't. I just won't do it. So that's that. But there would be no set rule. I don't think there are any set rules but if you were to set up rules, I would set up rules, and they would be rules to not do every single thing that he's doing.
I mean, it's sad that in a relationship you would have to even talk about, here are the rules for friendships.
Yeah.
Because that to me says you guys don't have a partnership that...
Well, yeah, see, and I was I was suspicious of her up until we saw changes in behavior with him, like the phone thing.
Sleeping with your phone in your pocket?
In your pocket.
Well, that's, yeah.
That he is hiding something.
That's a little, yeah. Because my whole take until I heard that line was she is really suspicious and they have no trust. And then I heard that and I went, okay, changes in behavior might be a signal.
Yeah, you trust people till they give you a reason not to.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have, if I were in her position, I don't think I would have gone to her boyfriend.
She was frustrated.
Well,
she was getting nowhere with him, and she said it was probably the wrong thing to do, but I contacted.
I wouldn't have done that. I would have just said, if you can't change your behavior, then I don't think our relationship is working. So,
I thought it was interesting that she went to the boyfriend.
I don't think I've ever told you guys this before, but I got one of those phone calls once. Not with this marriage. Never with this marriage.
Not with this marriage, the one from before.
I got a phone call, and it was anonymous.
An anonymous phone call?
And it said,
a woman?
From a woman who said, do you know what your husband's up to with so-and-so?
It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your husband is?
I mean,
right
yeah,
now?
It was kind of, and then hung up.
Wives.
That was it?
Yeah.
Wives, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where
but
your
gave
husband's
gave the name of, do you know what your husband's up to with
so-and-so?
So-and-so. And it was one of those things where I was sort of suspicious anyway, but that kind of made me go, okay, my suspicions have been...
And then did you confront him?
Of course, yeah. That's a whole other story.
That's a whole other
I would have just packed my bags.
but being on the receiving end of it, I was actually grateful for that phone call.
Oh, yeah.
Because it made other decisions easier after that. Well, I've got some outside confirmation of this. But yeah, Laura, Kerry picked the line he was struck by. The line I thought was the most interesting was, I heard him talk with an excitement in his voice that I hadn't heard since we started dating.
Yeah.
And see, and I was willing to forgive that because, some people just click and, you get excited to talk to somebody, even if there is nothing actually going on.
But I think you could tell if there was something more to it. Like, no, that's just not, I recognize that in him because he was that way with me at one point. I know what that, I think that wasn't just, I like this person and I'm excited. It was, there's something more there. So Laura, I don't know that we helped you at all with this, but I'm sorry you're dealing with it. It's
what was the end of it? Has she resolved anything?
She didn't say.
Well, yeah, now we got to have a follow-up.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't see at any point here where he said, you know what, you're right. Even though nothing's going on, I can see why you would be upset about that. There's none of that in here.
Yeah. You know, and unfortunately, I've been on both sides of this. I've been on both sides of this story.
It's.
I know it from both sides. I've been, and.
Let's see. Here's some texts. Never do anything you are unwilling to tell your spouse. Why is he unwilling to share the exchange?
Yeah.
Chat room. Emotional infidelity is still infidelity.
Yeah, I think so.
I wouldn't say never do anything. There are, if somebody tells me something and they say, I absolutely forbid you to tell anyone about this, even your spouse, I hold that in confidence.
But if you were in this situation where your wife said, I'm uncomfortable with the communication you're having with this person, wouldn't your wife at some point trump that? Well, I promised I wouldn't say anything.
Well, no. But if she said, I don't want you to, I would appreciate it if you would stop associating with this person. I would say, okay, I would do that. But I said, but what were you talking about? And I said, I promised that I would not tell anyone about that, and I can't tell you, but I will stop associating with her.
My wife has only asked me to stop being friends with somebody once, and it was not a woman. It's for other reasons.
Because that guy's leading you down the path.
Well, because, you can have all kinds of unhealthy relationships.
Sure. Here from the chat room, my ex having a girlfriend who was interested in him, but she was married. That didn't bother me at all. I never thought twice about it. However, I found out they were dating after he broke up with me. That does bother me, even though I don't want it to. Interesting.
Laura, we want an update. Did he come clean eventually, and are you guys working this out?
Here's someone texting in. If you have to lock your phone or delete texts 9 times out of 10, it's something you shouldn't be doing.
Back in the day, it was I have to go use the pay phone.
Also from the chat room, he didn't take any responsibility for his part, just mad at her for rocking the boat with the GF. Interesting. All right. I guess that's, I don't know.
Best question of the week, if you have one, send it to us via email, radiofromhell@x96.com. Maybe your best question of the week is, how's the traffic out there? Stalled vehicle westbound I-80 at Summit Park. The right lane is closed there. Crash southbound I-15 in Woods Cross at 26 South. But things are moving pretty well. The cameras are mostly green up and down I-15. Let me check our message stream, see if anybody sent. Somebody says, wreck northbound Bangor, 47 South, left lane, 5 cars. Wow, that hasn't popped up on UDOT yet. So thank you for texting that in to 33986. Celebrate spring with a big hail yes. Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air cleans mainline pipes for $49, including camera inspection, or take $100 off a $300 repair. Call 264-HAIL.
Okay, time for Boners Round 1. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number 1. Everybody's excited about Beckham. Boner candidate number 2. Make basketball tough again. And boner candidate number 3. This man has taught history for years in Utah schools.
All right. We got round 1 of your boners coming up, along with big boy news and a Pinuendo all on the way. Stand by for that. Getquip.com/x96 is the website to go to. And people are in the chat room and have been emailing me about they're very excited, because we have a lot of kids in this state. They're very excited that there's now children's editions of the Quip electric toothbrush. And again, I think that you should get one for your daughter after this whole operation thing. They're very cool, and the reason that they're great for kids and adults as well, because let's be honest, us adults, we don't do a very good job of brushing our teeth either, is the 2-minute pulse timer. Sensitive sonic vibrations First of all, gentle enough on your sensitive gums, because some people brush too hard, and some of those electric toothbrushes, like that big one that I used to have, I think I probably, it was a little too abrasive. I think I may have removed some enamel. Built-in 2-minute timer pulses every 30 seconds to remind you when to switch sides. It's a helpful guide for a full and even clean. 90% of us don't brush for the proper amount of time or clean evenly, and this certainly helps. And the brush heads are automatically delivered on a dentist-recommended schedule every 3 months. For only $5. What a deal. I love Quip. And that's they're also backed by over 20,000 dental professionals. They start at just $25. If you go to getquip.com/X96 right now, you get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/X96. Be sure to do the /X96 to make sure you get the deal. And we also get the credit. Thank you.
Step right.
I've just been meaning to ask you, Gina, the last 3 days, and I forgot. Well, the last 2 days.
What?
So you went to collect your daughter at camp.
Yes.
On Saturday, I think it was.
Friday.
And we'd had some discussion last week about the letters, and that you had written a letter to her, a daily letter that she took with her.
Yes.
And you instructed her to open one a day.
Yes.
And being the good little girl she
Yes.
is, I'm sure that's exactly the way she did it.
Yes.
Whereas when I was a little kid, when I'd gotten to camp, I would just want to open them all.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to read them all. And then she was incommunicado
for a week.
For really 7 days? Was it 7 days?
Sunday to Friday.
Yeah. Okay. And so the only communication that you could have with her would be a letter that she would send you.
Right.
And you kept waiting for the letter and waiting for the letter. And I said, you're not going to get the letter until after you pick her up. Have you received, as you went to get her and collected her tear-stained pillow and and all of the soiled bedding and everything? And
she did very well, actually. At camp.
Well, I'm sure she did, but
I'm saying there wasn't a tear-stained pillow.
I joke.
I know.
Okay.
As I got home with her after we picked it up, it was in the mailbox.
As I thought.
Yes.
And was the letter tear-stained?
No.
Was it very detailed?
Yes.
What did she write it the first day, or did she just write it, like the day before you?
And then express it.
She wrote it halfway through, and she said, "Next year I know to write it earlier in the week."
But there you go.
But
it might have gotten to you.
Mm-hmm. But it was a happy letter. I'm having a great time. And she said, I knew you would ask, Mom. The food is great, is what the letter said.
Food is great.
I knew you would ask.
And then she had no trouble finding an owl to deliver it.
No, came right to the.
Right.
She's very, very methodical in her thinking. She said, I sent it on Wednesday. I should send it earlier next time, but I should at least wait a day till I've done something to write about so she's figuring out the best day to send it. It's probably Tuesday, and then I would get it. So, but she did great. She wants to go back. So
she did the rope swing. She swam in the lake. She went canoeing.
No,
killed a bear.
No,
none of that.
No.
What do they do? What do they sit around and sew?
They made bread.
That's not camp. You go out. You got to go out and kill squirrels and play capture the flag at night, and then kids get lost in the woods.
At the very least, play with the fire.
Yeah, roast no fire.
Poking a stick in it?
No.
They made bread. They had morning meditation.
What?
Sissy camp. We did yoga, Mom.
She loved it. That's all that matters.
Sissy camp.
Okay.
on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, you're going to need that info here in a bit to vote for round 1 of your boners. Here we go. Presenting to you 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. And you have to decide of all these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to win this round and go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. We'll take it, throw it into Boner Dome at 9:20. That's when Boner of the Day is decided. It'll go up against the winner of 8:20's voting, where we do this again with 3 more candidates. So both of them compete to be Boner of the Day. So let's pick the champion for round 1 now. 2 candidates here, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote, and one of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
I did it yesterday.
What?
I went to Del Taco.
Oh, yeah?
I
Did you get
talked
a-
myself into
you
Del
got one of them
Taco.
boxes?
I
And?
didn't get the fresh fave box meal, but I just got a couple of soft tacos. But I advertised myself into lunch.
Now, see, I want the crunchy tacos.
Yeah.
So yeah, fresh fave box meals. We'll be giving those away to a random Boner voter.
Here's Boner candidate number 1. Everyone is excited about Beckham. Shaker Heights, Ohio. A kid who was very, 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 very excited about the Cleveland Browns snagging Odell Beckham Jr. Got the cops called on him Tuesday night at Shaker Heights, Ohio.
Huh?
A woman called 911, arriving home with her children to report somebody running up and down the street yelling and screaming and flailing his arms.
Well, it's very exciting.
Saying she was afraid to take the kids out of the car until she knew what was going on. When the police arrived, the boy said, "I'm just excited about the news that the NFL star is moving from the New York Giants to the Cleveland Browns."
It's a big deal.
After everyone shared their combined excitement, the future general manager for the Browns quietly returned to his residence to resume festivities. See what they did there? They made a joke about the little kid. To resume his festivities without disturbing the neighbors. Apparently he was like just like a 10-year-old kid. And he's running up and down the street screaming and yelling and waving his arms. And this woman,
You know,
this must be a terrorist.
I had a group of boys yesterday. I took them to the gym. They're practicing basketball, and they were this excited about. Did you hear about Odell Beckham going to Cleveland? It's a big deal.
Did somebody call the cops on you?
Nobody called the cops, but they were excited about
Boner
it.
Canyon candidate number 1. Everyone is excited about Beckham.
I mean, you know how much I love the Marvel movies.
But
did you run up and down through your neighborhood?
No.
No. Then you're not very excited.
Wait.
I didn't even get as excited. Yeah.
Wait. If 10-year-old Carrie.
Oh, well, 10-year-old.
saw-
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, 10-year-old me.
All right. Here's-
Thanos!
Yeah.
Yeah.
that somebody would have called the cops. Here's Boner candidate number 2. We're going to make basketball tough again. You know, Dennis Rodman, he has a real problem with the luck of toughness in the NBA. Telling TMZ Sports, all of these guys ought to quit wearing tampons.
Excuse me?
Rodman was heading into Jennifer Cohen's Habits and Hustle podcast on Wednesday wearing a Make Basketball Tough Again hat.
Oh,
So naturally, let's see, who was it? Anyway, somebody had to ask about it. Dennis didn't get specific about his gripe with the league, guessing it has to do with the increase in foul calls. In fact, that's exactly what Rudy Gay was griping about to The Athletic recently. But there's more. Rodman also talked about his buddy Donald Trump and why he thinks the recent summit with North Korea's Kim Jong-un was a failure. Of course, Rodman and Jong-un are buddies. You remember when he visited him.
More than once.
Yeah. I think Trump went in there to try and ask for all this BS and stuff like that, and he has to understand you just can't go in and ask a guy like Kim to surrender his country and his freedom and his people, Rodman said. Slowly, man. You got to ease into it, brother. You'll get something. Rodman said he plans to go back to North Korea soon, looks forward to hanging with Kim and his family. And then about the NBA not being tough enough, listen, it's just not tough enough anymore. All of these NBA players have got to stop wearing tampons.
Nice.
Make basketball tough again. Boner candidate number 2, Dennis Rodman. Coming up again, coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. You know, this man taught history for years and years and years in Utah schools to Utah students.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 1. Coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by.
Since 2010, Utah has added 4 new households for every 3 new housing units. There are more households than available housing units, and prices are skyrocketing. Visit UtahHousingGap.com to join the conversation and be part of the solution.
Well, you know, that Bella Thorne, shoo, she is something, isn't she? I mean, she was spotted wearing a candy necklace with diamonds. And
you
then
can get
diamond.
a candy necklace with diamonds?
No, she was wearing a candy necklace and then a diamond necklace with it. I was just...
I mean, never would think to do that.
She accessorized a candy necklace with it.
Who's she anyway?
I don't know.
She's an actress.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I don't. She was just. Oh man.
The candy necklace I never understood.
Candy necklace?
Because your neck would get all sticky. You know, you'd eat a few.
It.
Well, yeah. Well,
you take it off
what's
and
the
you
point
eat
of
it and
having-
don't put it back on. If
Hated the
there's
candy
little
necklace.
Gina eating a few and then putting it
That's
back
what
on.
everybody did. Nobody just wore it around and then ate them all at
That's
once.
what everybody who was stupid
pick
did.
it up and you nibble a couple and then...
Not me. Of course, I wore it for a while and then I just took the whole thing off and ate it. The whole
All
thing.
at once?
Yeah.
Nobody did that. You're the only person that did that.
Well, I did it because I knew it would make my neck sticky. I'm not dumb. All right. So, well, here's one. I'll do a couple of good news stories, and then the Newtown families whose children were gunned down at the school,
Sandy Hook
School, 2012. The gun industry has suffered a step back because Connecticut's top court has said that the families of the victims, all those little kids, those families can in fact move ahead with their lawsuit against Remington Arms.
Good.
Over its marketing of military-style Bushmaster weapons. In a first-of-its-kind decision, the state Supreme Court said the families can sue for wrongful marketing under a state unfair trade practice law. The court, reinstating a suit dismissed by a trial judge in 2016, adopted the family's novel way around a federal law that protects the gun industry from liability. That federal law, of course, is in place because the gun industry pays off senators and congressmen to enact that kind of legislation. And the NRA pays them off to do it. And yes, I mean that. They pay them off. They bribe them to pass legislation to protect them.
Did you see the advertising that they're talking
No,
about?
I didn't.
I did, yes.
It's basically selling these types of weapons to people, telling them, yeah, you'll be just like a soldier. You'll be ready for attack. You'll be ready to attack. You'll be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as the
You
lawyer.
mean not sport? This isn't a sport thing.
This isn't a sport thing. No. And the lawyer for him said it's akin to what if Ford were to market a car saying this would be good to run people over. It's essentially the same thing.
Yeah. So they can go ahead with their suit. And another piece of good news, the Diesel brothers, court
local
says,
guys,
have been held liable for modified trucks. The end of a long lawsuit against the Diesel brothers confirmed complaints that they were not complying with the Clean Air Act and Utah law. The Utah Physicians for a Healthy Environment president, Dr. Brian Monch, filed a complaint back in 2016, stating that the Diesel brothers, famously known for the reality TV show on Discovery Channel, were illegally removing pollution control equipment from their diesel trucks, installing defective emission control parts, along with selling and operating those diesel trucks. They're well known, and their calling card is dismantling diesel control devices for trucks, said Dr. Brian Monch. These are monster trucks that are putting out monster qualities of pollution, rolling coal. Without the proper pollution control equipment, they're making 30 to 40 times more air pollution. A judge found the complaints true. Their attorney, Cole Cannon, said they acknowledge that. The environment is very important things to us. The Diesel brothers and all of their fan base are huge outdoorsmen. They respect the plight of the Utah Physicians for... Now they do. Now that they've been found guilty, they respect them.
But that's not what they say in private.
Shots were fired at Al Noor Mosque in New Zealand on Deans Avenue at the very center of the city, and at Linwood Mosque about 3 miles away. The country's police commissioner, Mike Bush, said in an evening news conference that 41 people were killed at Al Noor Mosque and 7 at Linwood Mosque, and another victim had died at Christchurch Hospital. 49 people so far dead. David Meats, the chief executive of Canterbury District Health Board, said the people, including young children, being treated for injuries at hospital. He said the injuries included gunshot wounds ranging from critical to minor. 4 people, including 3 men and 1 woman, taken into custody. Prime Minister Scott Morrison of Australia said one of the people was Australian. Mr. Bush said that a man in his late 20s had been charged with murder and would appear in court in the morning. A number of firearms were recovered from the scene of the shootings. Of the 3 others who were detained, the police commissioner said that 1 might have had nothing to do with the attack and that the police were working to determine how the other 2 might have been involved. Ms. Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, said earlier that none of those detained were on security watch lists. 2 explosive devices were found in one of the vehicles, Mr. Bush said, adding that police had defused one and were in the process of defusing another. Mr. Bush had earlier urged people not to go to mosques anywhere in New Zealand on Friday, also urged mosques nationally to close your doors until you hear from us again. A 17-minute video posted to Facebook showed part of the attack. The clip, which may have been taken from a helmet camera worn by one gunman, began behind the wheel of a car. A man whose face could occasionally have been seen in the rearview mirror drove through the streets of Christchurch, New Zealand, pulled up in front of the mosque beside the sprawling Hagley Park. He approached the mosque on foot, his weapon visible, and began shooting at people in the entrance. What followed was a harrowing nearly 2 minutes of his firing at worshippers at prayer. At one point, the gunman exited the mosque and fired in both directions down the sidewalk, then returned to his car for another gun, which, like the others, was described with numbers and symbols and messages written on the gun. Then he re-entered the mosque and shot at several bodies that were on the ground in close range.
All right, we don't need every detail.
Before the shooting, someone appearing to be the gunman posted links to a white nationalist manifesto on Twitter and 8chan, an online forum known for extremist right-wing discussions. The 8chan post included a link to what appeared to be the gunman's Facebook page, where he said he would also broadcast live video of the attack. He identified himself as a 28-year-old man born in Australia and listed his white nationalist heroes. For once, the person that will be called a fascist is actually an actual fascist, he wrote. Great.
Sports, weather, traffic?
I mean,
anything?
Come on, Well, the Utes are out. I wore my Ute sweatshirt
Out of what?
today. The Pac-12 tourney. They're done.
Does that mean they won't be in the?
No.
They won't be in the tournament.
No.
The what is it? The big swing dance.
It's just the dance. It's just
the square
big
dance.
The sock hop.
But the Jazz won last night, so there's some positive. 120-100, and that super nice lady Gail Miller before the game gave a nice statement. Pleading for civility and saying we're not a racist community. Let's show the world that we're not. And let's see, the Jazz play the Nets tomorrow at 7 o'clock. RSL is on the road. They're in D.C. They play D.C. United tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Weather, so we're just going to gradually warm up over the next 5 or 6 days. We'll be up to 60 degrees by Tuesday. No snow or rain or anything in the next few days forecast, so things will start to dry out a little bit. You can wash your car. You can start cleaning up your yard. That might be, I mean, it'll come back.
Do I have to clean up my yard?
Well, it'd be nice.
I don't want to.
Cleaned up your yard.
I don't want to clean it up.
Crash northbound Bangerter Highway at 47th South. The second left turn lanes blocked are causing traffic to back up past 54th South. A stalled semi on westbound I-80 near Parley Summit. The right lane and shoulder are blocked heading from Jeremy Ranch to the Summit. Crash northbound I-215, 2100 north. And let's see, that's about it. If you see something you want to share with everybody, you can do that via text at 33986. When it comes to mortgage lending, call Rick at Vintage Lending. Where else are you going to go? 16 years experience. Call Rick 801-809-SAVE or go to loansbyrick.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. You know, this man taught history for years in Utah schools. Representative Rob Bishop, Utah's own, claimed on Thursday that a proposed Democratic measure to tackle climate change was tantamount to genocide for rural and western communities. The Utah Republican told reporters during a news conference that the Green New Deal, an ambitious package of ideas from some liberal members of Congress, would decimate rural areas and is too extreme. For many people who live in the West, but also in rural and urban areas, the ideas from the Green New Deal are tantamount to genocide, Bishop said.
How?
Asked about his likening of a proposal to fix climate change to genocide, Bishop said that the plan would kill him.
How?
I'm an ethnic, he said.
What?
I'm a Westerner, he said.
That's a region. That's not an ethnicity.
Killing would be positive if you implement everything the Green New Deal wants to.
This doesn't make any sense. I was hoping as you did this story, I'd say, well, I can see why he's saying it doesn't make any sense at all.
Republicans have made the proposed climate change solution a boogeyman heading into the 2020 elections, and Senate Majority Mitch McConnell plans a vote soon on the package to force Democrats to support or oppose it on the record. Bishop, who has said that the Democratic plan would be the end of hamburgers,
yeah,
said
the end of hamburgers.
No, they love doing that, and you won't be able to fly in an airplane.
Or ride your motorcycle.
Said he knew his comment was maybe an overstatement, but not by a lot.
Does he not know what genocide is?
The legislation, sponsored by Senator Edward Markey, Democrat of Massachusetts, freshman Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Democrat of New York, offers essentially a wish list of actions to cut down on carbon emissions, as well as an expansion of social safety nets for those in need. The proposals include guaranteeing a job at a living wage with paid family medical leave, vacation time, retirement security, health care for all, so forth and so on. It is a wish list. It's not legislation.
No.
It's a wish list. It's a if we could do things perfectly, if we could have everything we wanted, this is what it would be. Mm-hmm. Bishop later on Thursday clarified that he was joking.
Genocide's fun to joke about.
But comments were obviously not meant literally. I should not detract from the fact that the so-called New Green Deal is born of attitudes that show no respect for the lives and livelihood of the American people, where your comments showed no respect for people who die as a result of genocide. Boner candidate number 3. This man taught history to Utah students.
I don't know. I didn't know we were going to lose hamburgers. Maybe I'll switch teams for
Boner candidate number 3.
See, they can't win on the facts. They have to lie. They have to use hyperbole.
Fear.
And scare people. That's the only way they win. Yep. Well, that and gerrymandering and other things. But all right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Everyone is excited about Beckham. A scared mom called cops on a kid who was just excited about Odell Beckham Jr. being traded to the Cleveland Browns. Boner candidate number 2. Make basketball tough again. That's Dennis Rodman, who says that NBA players are wussies and they need to stop wearing tampons. God. And boner candidate number 3, this man taught history for years in Utah schools.
All right, here we go. This is round 1 of your boner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. 1, 2, or 3. The winner of this round will face off against the winner of round 2's voting. That happens at 8:20 with 3 more candidates, and then we'll throw them both into the boner fight at 9:20. That's when boner of the day will be decided. Okay? So pick your champion for round 1 right now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text, the one you think should win, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting March 15, 2019, and vote there. You've got 300 seconds to do it. Let's go. It's round one.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their bishop and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders. We begin our drama at the Space Bus Depot in Provo as our fine young missionaries-to-be, Lehigh Christiansen and Leron Butch Jinson, arrive in Happy Valley and await transportation to the MTC.
Hi, I'm Lehigh Christiansen. Isn't this exciting?
Oh, is this your first time in a space bus depot?
No, I mean getting your mission call.
Well, it was either this or a stint in the Space Marines. This way I'm out in 2 years and my parents are still happy.
I've been waiting for this day since I was 8. I've been putting galactic credits into my missionary fund for the past 11 years.
Oh.
I can't wait to get into the field and start finding people to convert.
Wow, you sure are in the right place. Well, my folks promised me a new land speeder if I found some way to avoid getting sent home early.
Oh, looky, there's a droid over there holding a sign with my name on it.
Must be our escort to the MTC.
I am Decon 1. If you will follow me, I will show you to the MTC and get you settled into your quarters there.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Later, we find our strapping young lads in the midst of their indoctrination. Butch has just been told that he will have Lehigh as his companion for the next 2 years.
Hey, wait a minute. 2 years with this guy?
You don't seem overly enthusiastic about the prospect of spending 2 years with me.
I'm not.
Well, I think it's a keen idea.
If you two are through, I would like to commence with your indoctrination. Here at the MTC, you will be given memory-enhancing implants. At the same time, a universal translating device will be placed inside your skull. You'll be outfitted with the latest in missionary technology, a laptop computer which contains the Bible, Book of Mormon, Pearl of Great Price, and the Doctrine and Covenants. It also serves as a holo projector to allow you to show your prospective converts those wonderful animated tales from the Book of Mormon, which have been loved by millions for centuries. You will also be issued a Mark 32 10-speed bicycle with hyperdrive and one of those cute luggage racks on the back. These bikes are capable of warp 9.3 and have a cruising radius of over 270 parsecs. You will be shown how to properly care for your hyperbike, and you will be responsible for its upkeep. Any questions?
Yeah. Implants? Like inside my head?
Yes.
Keen, when do we start?
Will Butch let the fine folks at the MTC put equipment in his head? Will Lehigh volunteer to do it for them if it'll get him into the field faster? Does the Mark 32 Hyperbike come with a luggage rack standard, or is it a dealer add-on? Tune in next time for the answers to these questions and to hear our elders say...
What you doing, Butch?
Reprogramming my name badge so that instead of Elder Leron Jensen, it reads Butch.
I think the manual prohibits tampering with the MTC issue equipment.
I'm sure it does. Hey, you want to help me put some fender flares on my bike?
On our next kidney-wrenching episode of Space Elders.
On Utah's original alternative X96.
All right, 7:48. Time for the award of Round 1's boner voting.
And it's brought to you in part by Masamon Curry.
Nice.
And X96 loves Del Taco, and they have new Fresh Fave box meals at an unbeatable price of $4, $5, or $6. These boxes are brand new, and they want to give you some free ones. Listen to Radio from Hell every day for your chance to win. And if you want more information on how you can win a Del Taco Fresh Fave box meal, go to x96.com. And I believe we gave one away to a random boner voter.
Indeed, we did. His name was Devin. So we had boner candidate number 1. Everyone's excited about Beckham. He's a kid running down the street, waving his arms and whooping and hollering because, well, he was excited that Odell Beckham Jr. has been traded, I guess, to the Cleveland Browns from New York. And he's very excited, so excited that it scared a lady, and she called the cops. Boner candidate number 2, let's make basketball tough again, says Dennis Rodman. Basketball players, NBA players now, they're wussies. They wear tampons.
Jeez.
Dennis is such a great guy, isn't he?
Classy dude.
And then boner candidate number 3, this man taught history to generations of Utah school students. Rob Bishop saying that the Democrats' new Green Deal is genocide. I would point out to Mr. Bishop that genocide is a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group's cleansing. It's killing them.
Yeah.
Causing physical or mental harm, imposing life-altering conditions, killing them.
Well, Bill, I kind of have to agree with him. If you told me I could not have hamburgers anymore, that would kill me.
You can have hamburgers.
I can't have those.
Yes.
Let's see. Well, an overwhelming number of people, 131 of them, thought that Rob Bishop was boner winner round 1.
Good. All right, he is the winner of round 1. He now goes forward to boner fight. He might be boner of the day. Depends.
We need Katie to come in here.
We do?
Yeah.
No, we don't.
No?
In a minute.
No, not yet. It's not now. Not now? Oh, in a minute. I'm sorry. I've gotten ahead of myself. I've gotten excited about...
So Monday, my daughter Jonesy was scheduled to have her wisdom teeth out. I remember telling you guys I might not be able to make a meeting because
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. But then she ended up having a fever.
Oh yeah.
And they wouldn't do the surgery on Monday.
So did you come to that meeting?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, I don't remember.
So,
was it a good meeting?
I think so.
Okay. I don't remember.
So that we said, can you put us on a cancellation list? because she's on spring break this week. It's like the perfect week to get your wisdom teeth out because you don't miss school.
Perfect.
You don't miss school.
I remember when I had my wisdom teeth taken out.
Well, that's what I was going to ask about your when you got your wisdom teeth out.
I think I was in college. Yeah, I know. I was no. Oh, that's right. I had just graduated from college. I was and I was about to go to. No, I think I just gotten out of graduate school, maybe even.
Because that's old to get your wisdom teeth out. Because she's young. She's 13. She's pretty young to get them out. But
Except isn't she about to go to graduate school?
Yes.
Because I know she's smart.
Yeah, so it's more about the school than your physical. Yeah. But hers are growing in already, and they hurt her already.
Wow. Mine didn't ever come in quite, but they would swell up, all four of them, tops and bottoms. And then the doctor took x-rays, and he showed me they were growing sideways.
Yeah. Oh. Mine did not come in all at once.
You had to do it twice?
I think 3 times.
Did they actually come in?
They started to break through. You know, one of them did, and then we got that one done. And he says, well, what about the others? He says, well, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it until it makes some movement.
That's dumb.
Fine, all right.
So you got to put you through that 3 times?
I had a shady dentist when I was growing up. I'm telling you right now. Oh no, he was arrested for some other stuff.
Oh,
you know?
really?
Yeah.
That's how I discovered I was allergic to opioids, though.
Oh yeah,
that's the
from
first,
wisdom teeth.
Yeah, that's the first time I had ever been given. You know, I think it was Percocet, and I got all itchy and weird.
My dentist often would not wash his hands before examining.
Gross! Yeah. Really?
Yeah, and this was before the surgical gloves were just like a regular thing. You know.
No wonder Dr. Carroll had to undo all that work.
Oh, yeah. I've had a series of bad dentists up until the past couple of them.
Yeah. I had a good, I think he was a good oral surgeon, but I was miserable. And then I remember I had for the longest time just big holes back there. You know, just big, there were holes, and food would get caught in them. And you know, it was terrible. And it was just my whole face was swollen as a matter of fact, I have I've shown you a photograph of me.
A post-wisdom teeth?
Yeah, with me. I'm sitting at a park, and I have a little kid on my lap. It's Benjamin Jennings.
And you have your wisdom teeth there?
And I'm sitting with him on my lap, and I'm giving him a little sip of beer, but not really. He's a baby. You know Ben Jennings?
Yeah. You didn't give him a sip of beer.
Well,
you were just holding a beer.
I was holding a beer in front of him, and it looks
picture.
like he's sipping the beer. And my face is all swollen up, and I had those wisdom teeth for years. I kept them, and she should save them.
Yeah, so yeah. There's saving them, and then here's something that you do now that we didn't do, which is the coming out of anesthesia wisdom tooth video. Oh, there are a million of them online.
Don't do that to her.
So her little brother Muhammad has been waiting for this day because he wanted.
He wants to do.
He wanted to take the video of her. He wanted to, but because we had to move it, he's on his way to the Catholic extravaganza in Pocatello this weekend, so he won't be there. So he's begging me to take a video, and Jonesy is saying, "Please don't." And I am going to respect her.
Yes.
That's the Catholic extravaganza in Pocatello is where they reenact the crucifixion.
No, it's a basketball tournament, which I'm sad to miss. I'm going to miss eating Italian food at the gas station. I'm going to miss...
It's where you get that gas station gas from the Italian food.
I'm going to miss the hot tub of children's soup. Because every kid that's playing basketball all gets in the same hot tub. And
listen, she's just going to be doing a lot of sleeping, and you'll be drinking wine, so it'll be a good time.
Actually, be kind of nice.
Yes. Don't let Jonesy eat lettuce after. I had a piece get stuck and cause an infection after I had to go get it back under to get it out, and the infection taken care of. I think it wasn't the lettuce; it was the fact that it was food. It could be any food. I would think.
She won't want to eat anything much for a while.
No, we went and bought Jell-O and
Jell-O. No.
Soft stuff.
What ice
cream. Just bunches of ice cream.
I thought that was tonsillitis.
Well, but ice cream was good.
We got ice cream. We got pudding. We got yogurt.
yogurt.
Don't
Just
get
ice cream.
don't get ice cream with stuff in it. Get smooth ice cream,
Nothing
like,
but ice cream.
like your Haagen-Dazs. You're kind of smooth.
Yeah, don't buy any of that moose poop or whatever.
Yeah, nothing
it
with
is.
chunks.
Moose tracks.
Oh, moose tracks.
Yeah.
I thought it was moose poop.
No. So I'll be leaving at 8:30 for that. But Katie for short's gonna pop in here and help you guys out while I'm gone. Crash southbound Bangor Highway 82nd South in West Jordan. Crash northbound Bangor Highway 47th South in Taylorsville. The left lane is blocked there. Don't know if they've cleared up that stalled vehicle westbound I-80. It was a semi that was stalled there, so it was causing some issues. Right lane was closed there. And I'm going to check our message stream and see if anybody sent us any text traffic. Don't see anything there. Since 2010, Utah has added 4 new households for every 3 new housing units. There are more households than available housing units, and prices are skyrocketing. Visit utahhousinggap.com to join the conversation and be part of the solution.
These guys are such good mechanics.
Mm-hmm. There are mechanics
at XL Automotive Repair. I'll bet you could save some money and have them take out your daughter's wisdom teeth.
No, I'm not going to do that.
They're that good.
They are our mechanics, and everybody who I have sent to them has emailed me or called me back saying you were absolutely right.
Now, if you say your mechanic is, no, my brother-in-law, he's really good with cars, I let him work on my car. Don't do that.
No.
We take our cars to Steve and Rich at XL Automotive Repair. They're on 33rd South and 3rd East. They're like across the street and then just up a little bit from the Century 16 theaters. They just will always do a great job. Now, the last time I was there, I just had to have my car, the CRV, have the emissions test, and then they will do the licensing and the tax and stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple, it's fast. If you have a commuter vehicle, you want it to be reliable, just like your mechanic. So take it to XL Automotive Repair, and I always run into friends of the program in the waiting room. So please take our word for it. These guys are great. XL Automotive Repair, dealership quality service and repair at local independent shop rates. 33rd South, 3rd East, XL Automotive Repair.
The first
There, you've reached the offices of Carrie and me, Bill, the radio from hell guys. And if you have anything to say to us, we're not picking up, so wait for the beep.
I punch in the code.
We should change that message.
Yeah, tell it what we want to do. It'll rewind
Better man.
and play back
I
our
wonder if anybody's
messages.
called me.
All right, let's see.
Add it. Oh, there's one.
Hello, Bill. It's me, your mother.
My mom.
Now,
Hi, Mom.
you know that I don't mind you staying here at the house with me and your father,
Thanks,
but
Mom.
you've got to stop hiding the cat.
What?
Bill, if you're there, you'd better pick up. Bill?
Are you hiding?
Where did you put that damn cat? You little bastard, where did you hide my cat?
Would you give her back her cat?
Carrie, this is Bill. And because you refuse to talk with any of your family or friends about this,
don't
they've
listen to
asked
this one.
me to be their spokesman.
Well,
and because you won't talk to me about it face to face, I'll do it here on the answering
What?
machine.
I forgot
Carrie,
this.
please, don't have the surgery.
Oh, come on.
Think about it. We're not talking about something that's temporary. This is major surgery.
Don't do
Once
it.
you have this done, you can't go back to the way you were.
This is
It's forever.
nobody's business but
Please,
mine.
If you
all
won't
right?
listen to us, please talk to your therapist about it.
I already
Don't
have.
have the surgery.
Would you just
Bye.
look? This is
I'm
none of
sorry
you guys.
that was on the air, but
None of you guys' business.
Hello?
hey, it's my dad.
Bill? It's me,
That's Warren.
Warren.
Yes.
I'm your father.
Father, yeah.
Now, I know I don't talk very much, but I'd like to say that I'm really grateful that you've done something with your mother's
Cat.
I really don't care for that
Cat. He doesn't like the
It's
cat.
always trying to sleep on my face and suck my breath out.
That's true, actually.
I wonder what he's eating there. Jeez.
Hello, this is Dr. Stevenson's office calling for Carrie Jackson.
Oh.
Mr. Jackson, I called to tell you that OR has been scheduled for your surgery.
Oh, good.
The operation will be January 23rd. That's a Monday.
Hey, right. Come on,
Report to
Carrie.
hospital check-in at 12 noon.
12 noon.
Surgery is scheduled for 2:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Your
What a
estimated
dope.
hospital recovery time will be about a week,
You're a
depending on
dope.
how fast you
Hey,
heal.
shut up,
If you
all
have any
right?
questions, please call us
You're
here
a
at the
dope
doctor's
to do
office.
it.
This is
Thank you.
nobody's business but mine.
You're a
all
dope to
right?
do it.
Hello, Mr. Allred. This is Bob Appleby, head of product research and development for the Loveco Cosmetics Company.
Are you selling
We'd
co-
like to thank you for the donation of the fine cat. Thanks to you and your generosity, we'll be able to test a new line of mascara that will at last be safe and non-toxic on human eyes.
You gave the cat?
As a token of our appreciation, we're sending you a year's
What?
supply of Loveco lipsticks in assorted colors and flavors.
You gave
Thanks again for your support.
your mother's cat?
A year's supply of lipstick. Cool. That's great.
Harry, hi, this is Miss Miller, your psychiatrist.
Oh.
You missed your appointment yesterday,
Yes,
so
I
I
know.
wanted to call you and tell you I think you're making a big mistake.
Told you.
Do
Look.
not go through with the surgery.
Look.
Told
Look,
ya.
I know your hero is Captain Kirk. I know how much you admire Captain Kirk. But for the love of God, having plastic surgery to make you look like Captain Kirk is psychotic.
Told ya.
Don't have the surgery.
Told ya.
You-
Call me at the office as soon as you get this. Thanks.
You people say...
She's a paid professional.
That's all the messages.
I don't think we should do this again.
I think you're right.
For very
The 2019 Fan X returns to the Salt Palace Convention Center April 19th through the 20th, featuring the best in geek and pop culture, including movies, television shows, gaming, sci-fi, fantasy, and more. You can purchase your tickets at fanxsaltlake.com. Listen at 8, that's right now, 2 and 5 every day this week for your chance to win a pair of 2-day Fan X passes from X96. For more details, you can go to x96.com, or you can try to win them from us right now by texting this keyword to 33986. The keyword is Merlin, Merlin, Merlin. Text that to 33986.
All right.
So I was looking at the Sunday New York Times magazine section. They have a good magazine in there every week, and it has this. This is their music issue, and this week they did the 25 songs that matter right now.
Right now,
according to their various music critics.
All right,
and what they tried to do was they said usually it takes a while for songs to surface, and they say historically these are the songs that mattered in this decade and this time, and they remain hits. But they looked at music as it is right now, and they say these songs seem to all matter right now in this moment of time.
Okay.
And some of them, and one of them, interestingly, the first one they mentioned was Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. It seems to resonate right now in this time.
Oh, these aren't current songs.
Yes, a lot of them are. A lot of them are.
Oh,
but that's the first one they talk about. It's interesting that it's kind of come back to resonate for right now.
Okay.
But there's so many on here that I don't know, or I've just barely heard of the artist, but I have no idea who it is or why it would matter. But Katie, our interim producer, how old are you, Katie?
I'm 24.
So maybe she knows, or maybe Gina knows, because she you listen to other stations and stuff more than I do, and because you have younger kids too.
Yeah, but also I enjoy listening to other things.
So the next one they talk about is Ariana Grande, and of course I know who that is, and I sort of know what the song "Thank You Next" is about.
I think that's an important song, actually.
Yeah, and they say it is too, and I sort of know what it's about, and
it's you learn things from every person that you date.
Although it seems,
and you learn things about yourself, and you take that new thing you learned, and you go to your next relationship and incorporate it there. I actually think it's a good song.
Although I haven't listened to it, but just by the title, it seems kind of flip, like
It does.
It's kind of like thanks next.
No, but
that's not the way she means it. Okay.
Crystal likes this song.
Crystal's.
She's dancing.
Well, yeah.
Crystal's in a place in her life where you don't mind me saying you would like that. Yeah. She's nodding, yes. Yeah. Now the next song, I know this guy, but I have no idea what this song is about. Meek Mill, Trauma. A song that matters right now. Katie?
I don't know the song.
Nothing. I've heard of Meek Mill.
Yeah.
But I have no clue.
Yeah.
As to what. Next song. Now,
I wish you'd have given me this list
Yeah.
before.
I'm sorry. Well,
I'm trying to.
Here it is.
As quickly as I can.
Anyway, the next one is Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Now, why do I think that's a
Isn't
country
he the?
guy?
No, he's
no,
a rapper.
He
It's a rapper?
Yeah, he's whose boyfriend? He's a
Kylie Jenner.
Yeah, he's a Jenner
or something like
Oh,
that.
he sounds like
He's a part of
country
that
guy to me.
family.
and
now.
he was on the Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, yeah,
He did that.
Oh, well, I don't like him then. And it's a song called Sicko Mode.
Yeah.
But you know that song.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Gina knows that song. I don't even know that song.
Okay, so now I know this person, Lady Gaga.
Sure.
And I think I know the song Why Did You Do That?
That's from Star is Born.
Yeah. Okay, the next one. Baby Sharks.
Oh no.
We played the Baby Shark.
Wait a minute, that's in the list of the
Songs,
the time.
Ping Pong, yeah. Songs that matter right now.
It's probably for all the little kids that are super obsessed
Well,
with it.
and it does seem to be as one of those. It somehow captures the zeitgeist of the moment, I think.
My baby nephew loves that song. And
Okay, now I have no idea what this song is. It's the Carters, and the song is Ape S.
Well, the Carters are Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Is it sad that anytime I hear the Carters, I think of like Aaron Carter?
Yeah.
And the other more troubled Carter?
Yeah.
Who's
Aaron Carter
Aaron's
is the troubled.
right.
It's Nick Carter. That's
That's
part of the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, I don't know if I can
you
play
can't,
that.
No, you can't.
No.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Who's Juice WRLD?
He's a rapper as well.
Okay, the song is Lucid Dreams.
That's a really well-known song, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. How about?
I think it's Post Malone as well.
Okay, Casey Musgrave. She's a country.
Yeah.
Right? And it's called Slow Burn. And I read the description of the song. You don't know?
I don't do country. I don't know country.
I read the
She's
description.
kind of crossed over, though.
Yeah, apparently it
okay.
sounds like it's kind of a crossover sounding song. And I haven't listened to it yet. And I'm going to go listen to all of these. At the description of the song, it sounds interesting. Sounds like it's really good. Post Malone, I know.
Yeah.
I don't.
He lives here.
Yeah, some part time, I guess.
Yeah.
Sunflower is the name of the song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's. I don't know how you've avoided
That one's in
one.
Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's that song.
All right.
Tierra Whack.
I don't know that.
I don't either.
Bug's Life is the name of the song. See, I don't know these. Parquet Courts.
No. Parquet?
Parquet, excuse me. Parquet Courts. Parquet Courts. Before the Water. Anybody?
No.
Nope.
Grimes.
Yeah, Grimes. Oh, that's
Pete
whose girlfriend is that? That's
was Elon Musk for a
Her
while.
name is Grimes?
Yeah, she's a
Oh.
weird.
Julia Holter.
I don't know.
I Shall Love. Nobody?
Nope.
No.
Maroon 5 for some reason.
Everybody
Girls Like
knows
You.
them.
No?
They do it. He does it with Cardi B.
Takeshi. 6ix9ine. I'm telling you, Takeshi.
Okay.
Who's like going to try and go into a witness protection program. I don't know how they're going to hide him.
Yeah, good luck.
Robin.
Nope.
No?
Just one name, Robin?
Yeah. ROBYN.
Let me see.
I don't. And the song is called Honey. By the way, I've tweeted this list at RFH Bill, and there are probably people screaming at their radio that they know all of these songs.
I'm sure.
I've got Robin, but not Honey.
Rosalia.
Nope.
No?
Katie, you were supposed to help us.
Come on.
I know,
You're
I'm
supposed
sorry,
to know
guys.
these.
But here's the thing: Katie has pretty good taste in music.
Marie
probably.
Davidson. Well,
Thank you.
But these are songs that matter. I mean, these are probably songs that people are, listening to all over the place, right? Marie Davidson.
Yes. No.
Anybody? James Blake.
Nope.
No? Here's one we know, the 1975.
Well, sure.
Yep.
Which song did they say?
Love It If We Made It.
I
Yes.
like that song
That's
quite
a great
bit.
song.
Good song.
Weezer, we know that.
Yep.
Can't Knock the Hustle,
Yep.
which was pretty cool. Sharon Van Etten.
Nope.
Nope.
No. And the final one, what is this? Who is this? The Sons of Kemet. Sons of Kemet. My
No.
queen is Harriet Tubman.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a great title.
This sounds good too. A saxophone, a tuba, and 2 drum kits combined to create a piece of music that somehow captures the whole history of jazz.
That sounds so interesting.
Sons of what?
The Sons of Kemet. Kemet.
Yeah, that out of all those, that's one I'm curious about.
Anything with a saxophone, I'm pretty much in.
Well, the way they describe all of them, and I have not gone through and listened to these yet, they all sound very interesting. But
I found a live. Let me find the actual version. Oh, come on.
Yeah, there might be the swears,
well,
Carrie.
This is Sons of Kemet.
That sounds like a jazz.
I can't imagine that there would be. That's the trouble I'm having is I'm trying quickly to look in our radio approved lists that take care of the swears, and I'm not fast enough. And I can find them on YouTube quickly, but
you don't know if they're.
I don't know if they're
Now
swears.
this is Sons of Kemet.
It's like super.
Yes, that's really cool. So they went across a lot of genres here.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
This would be a really fun song to hula hoop to be honest.
Katie's a hula hoop champ.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to hula hoop for us.
I brought it today.
Well,
my husband would love this. I'm going to show this.
So you can see. So anyway, I tweeted that list, and I'm going to go through every single one of those songs and listen to them.
Acquaint yourself.
Yeah, because they are the songs that matter right now.
Kemet is the original name of Egypt. I learned that from Erica Badu.
Really?
Well,
interesting.
Well, there you go. Then then your husband would
He
really like
really
that.
will. I will tell him to listen to that on the way to Pocatello today.
All right. Traffic, Gina, on your way to Pocatello.
I'm not going. I'm staying here. Let's see what we have. Crash Redwood Road at Pony Express Parkway. Crash southbound Bangor Highway 82nd South. Looks like that's it. Things are pretty green on the UDOT website for I-15 both north and southbound. So that's traffic.
All right, thank you.
All right, we got Boners Round 2 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number 1. She was too masculine. Number 2, I pointed it briefly. Briefly! And number 3, no, not necessary. No, not necessary.
All right. We got Boners Round 1, Big Boy News, all coming up. You know, before you drive to Idaho, you want to check your tires.
For sure.
Maybe you want to get new ones at Big O Tire. And
I've done that before. Actually, that's a good reminder. Before travel, you should go to Big O Tires and have them check your tires out, because either they'll say they're great, or you probably should need some new ones before you go.
And I would suggest that perhaps you go to Big O Tires on 2nd East and South Temple. That's right on his way out of town, Gina.
Okay.
Because then you get on Victory Road and all that. So Big O Tires, the team you trust. Right now you can get $70 instant savings plus $50 off when you use your Big O Tire credit card, for a total of $120 savings on Goodyear, Yokohama, Continental, Nitto, and Toyo tires through April 1st. And Big O offers the lowest price on every tire every day with all the major brands available, like Hankook, Aspen, Mesa, Michelin, BF Goodrich, Sumitomo, and their own Big O brand tire, which I like a lot. Big O has no credit needed financing options available. 40 locally owned and operated locations from Logan to Richfield. New locations in Providence and Layton. And if you have any problem with your tire once you buy them at Big O, you can stop into any location and get them fixed. BigOTires.com for a store near you.
Listen for nothing but music 3.
I didn't do anything this week. I was such a slug this weekend.
Sometimes you need a sluggy weekend.
Good for you.
I didn't think.
Good for you.
How do you turn that off?
Alcohol.
Genius switch. How do you turn that off?
Alcohol. Alcohol.
What kind? What was your alcohol of choice this weekend?
Anything I could get. Whatever was handed to me, whatever was handy. It didn't matter.
It didn't matter?
No, didn't matter.
You weren't discriminating about? No.
Why?
I'll take some of that, sure.
Is it good wine? It's good enough.
Yeah. I'll have some of that. You bet.
And you were just handed things?
Went out to dinner.
That's the way it should be.
Went out to dinner on Valentine's Day.
You did? You did that going out on Valentine's?
Yeah.
That's brave.
Yep. Had a nice dinner at Copper Onion, and you know, pork belly should be one of the major food groups.
I agree.
It really should be.
What was the pork belly on, or was it?
No,
just,
it was just pork belly.
It was just out there being pork belly.
Pork belly with some cherries and some Brussels sprouts and turnips. You know, just kind of as a little
side
starter,
dish,
a little starter to the evening, and then
nice.
Man,
did you take in your surroundings? Did you look at the other people that chose to go out on Valentine's Day?
I
See
did.
How in love they are.
I did.
Not?
There was. It was. Well, so it was very busy. Copper Onion was very busy. I assume all the restaurants were very busy on Saturday. Did you go out on Saturday?
No.
No. So it was very busy. To the table to our left, two guys out on a Valentine's date.
Guys?
And then a table across from us, a guy and two girls. And they kept, they were quite annoying because the guy kept hanging a spoon on his nose. You know how you do? You take a
when
spoon
you're
and
a little kid.
yeah, and you hang it off the edge of your nose, or he would put it across his nose, and then he would insist on one of the girls taking a picture of him. And this kept going on, and then the spoon would slip off, and then he would just laugh uproariously.
Were these 12-year-olds?
And they thought it was funny too.
No one's ever done this before.
And it kind of went on, seemed to go on and on and on and on. And then they had the waiter take a picture of the three of them together.
Can you believe this?
It was just.
This has never happened.
And I kept trying to think, now, what kind of a Valentine's date is this?
Threesome date?
I guess. He was,
polygamy date?
Maybe he was paying for them.
That could be.
Could have been
That would explain why they were laughing at the spoon joke.
Yeah, the spoon
on
the nose.
They were
hilarious.
paid.
Hilarious. Spoon on the nose. Man, this is good. Good stuff. Good stuff. And those were the only... But mostly I was just fixated on my sweetheart sitting across the table from me as we enjoyed a delicious meal.
I'm glad you did.
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
You're going to need that if you're going to vote for round 2 of your boners. Happening right now. Presenting to you 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your votes of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight, facing off against the winner of round 1's voting that we did an hour ago, and possibly become boner of the day. So pick your champion for round 2. Oh, boner fight happens at 9:20. That's when it's decided. So now is the time to pick your champion for round 2. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Here's boner candidate number 1. She was too masculine. Hundreds of demonstrators protested outside of an Italian court after it emerged that 2 men were acquitted of rape, partly because the judges believed the alleged victim looked too masculine.
What?
In 2016, the 2 Peruvian men were convicted of raping a woman in the Italian city of Ancona. The woman, who cannot be named for legal reasons, was 20 years old at the time of the attack and is also of Peruvian origin. The ruling was subsequently, though, thrown out by the Anaconan Appeals Court, with the judges, 3 women, claiming that the woman's report was not credible, despite doctors confirming that her injuries were consistent with rape. It's a sentence that shocked us. I was astonished when reading the motivation. Cinzia Molinaro, the woman's lawyer, said. Molinaro said the judges overturned the initial ruling with a 22-page reasoning, claiming that the woman's account of the incident was not reliable, as the men didn't find her attractive. She was too masculine.
Oh, jeez.
The judges added that one of the defendants had saved the woman's number in his phone as Viking and stated that the photograph present in her file would appear to confirm this. They also ruled that it was not possible to exclude the possibility that it was, in fact, the woman who had organized the exuberant evening. The alleged victim claimed she was raped in a park in Anaconda by a man who was known to her. That night, she returned home and went to hospital only the day after.
Wow.
The woman subsequently reported the rape to police and was very honest in the account, said her lawyer. She had confused memories of what exactly happened during the night because she was drugged. There were traces of date rape drug in her blood.
Yeah, she would have done that to herself.
I don't remember how it all started. I remember I shouted, though, she said. And there were injuries that were consistent with rape. One of the defendants was initially sentenced to 5 years in prison, while the other was sentenced to 3. But they were pulled out of prison and acquitted. And one of the reasons, she just looked too masculine. Boner candidate number 1. Here's boner candidate number 2. I pointed it briefly. Briefly. 2 city employees at Hyde Park, Utah, have resigned following a controversial decision by the city council there. According to public records, the city's director of public works, Mike Grunig, admitted to pointing his new unloaded handgun at his coworkers during a meeting last November. 2 employees at that meeting complained about this incident to the city. In response, Mayor Sheridan Flint disciplined Mr. Grunig by demoting him and forcing him to take a pay cut. People have a constitutional right to carry, Mayor Flint said. They have to follow the concealed carry law. You cannot draw your guns unless your life is in danger or someone else's life is in danger.
It's called brandishing.
Mr. Grunig appealed and presented his case to the city council. In a notice of decision, the council rescinded the punishment handed down by the mayor. There is insufficient evidence of deliberate or careless conduct while on the job that would endanger the safety of employees, the document stated.
There's insufficient evidence?
Mr. Grunig was given a 6-day suspension and was allowed to return to his job as Public Works Director on Monday. 2 employees who were in the room when Grunig pointed the gun then resigned, citing safety concerns. I think his actions call into question his judgment, and the subsequent vote by the Hyde Park City Council to reinstate him as my boss has resulted in a loss of confidence on my end that the safety and well-being of myself and my coworkers is a priority, said Justin Bordero. Bordero has been with the city for 18 months, Grunig admitted to Grunig admitted to briefly pointing the gun at Bordero's groin.
Well, that's enough.
Yeah, I learned when I was 10 that you treat every gun as though it's loaded, whether it is or not.
Carrie?
Yeah.
He admitted to briefly pointing the gun at Mr. Bordero's groin. I could not in good conscience remain under the management of a man who felt that the action was appropriate or the employment of a city that defended those actions, Bordero said. The mayor is in talks with Mr. Bordero and the other employee who resigned to return to their jobs. She hopes that the town can learn from the incident and move forward. This incident is a real unfortunate occurrence that I hope never happens again, Mayor Flint said. Boner candidate number 2. I pointed it briefly.
All right.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. No, not necessary. No.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 2, coming up after this big boy news and a Pinuendo brought to you by.
Have you been to Moochie's lately? They're cooking up something new for you. Besides their famous authentic Philly cheesesteak, try the new Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. Differently delicious. I'm out of here. Katie will...
Oh, you leaving?
Yeah.
All right.
So long.
Best to Jonesy.
Bye.
Don't let the door hit you.
Okay.
Will she be scared? She won't be?
I was.
She won't be scared?
At that age? Oh, all right.
Well, she'll be fine, but will she be scared? I was scared.
Yeah. Well, you're a little kid. You don't really know what's going on.
I mean, I was scared.
She'll be fine.
She'll be fine, but it's normal to be scared. All right, here we go. Lori Loughlin's daughters are dropping out of the University of Southern California because they're afraid of being bullied over the massive college admissions scam that's left them feeling like a mess, a report said Thursday. Olivia Jade, the one that was the Boner winner, and her sister, Isabella Rose, have decided to withdraw from USC days after their parents, Fuller House star Laughlin, and her husband, fashion designer Massimo, were charged for allegedly paying the girls' way into school. One source told the gossip website the girls worry that they'll be viciously bullied if they return to school. Olivia Jade, who said last year that she didn't really care about school but wanted to experience a party, and she, you know where she was when her mother was charged with this bribery thing?
Where?
She was on board a yacht of a USC Board of Trustees member. Makes it even better, doesn't it?
You can't write that.
She was on a yacht sunning herself.
If I were to submit a script to you with that in it, you'd say it's not plausible.
Yeah. She has been a mess since this all came out. She's been despondent and feeling like it's the end of the world. Olivia Jade and her sister reportedly didn't even want to attend USC, but their father, Massimo, wanted them to get into a school other than Arizona State University, because you know what that's like. It would just be it would be terrible. That's Olivia Jade on the left at x96.com/live, and her older, not quite as attractive sister on the right.
So I guess there was no last name for Lori Laughlin to take, I suppose?
I guess.
Lori Laughlin Massimo?
Yeah, no. Well, Massimo's, that's his first name.
That's his first name?
Yeah, his last name is, well, I've got it here because Tom Arnold had a run-in with Massimo.
I'm not surprised that Tom Arnold had a run-in.
Oh, listen to this, though. It's interesting.
With anybody.
Tom Arnold told a tantalizing tale of a run-in with Massimo. A couple of weeks ago, I got into it for the 10th time.
10th?
Yeah. With Massimo at a big party, because his sloppy ass was rambling on again about Trump and people carrying their own weight and his own conservative politics being right of Attila the Hun.
Wow.
He embarrassed scandal mom again, tweeted Tom Arnold, Lefty Arnold, it says here. Sources told Page Six that the dad in question was Massimo Giannulli, the fashion designer husband of Full House star Lori Laughlin. We're told that the argument with Arnold went down at Steve Tish's 70th birthday party at the Hollywood Palladium. And there are people who will back up Arnold's account.
Mm-hmm.
Massimo was talking about how he agrees with Trump and that people need to carry their own weight. He was saying there are just a lot of takers out there and entitled people. That's rich coming from this guy who bribed all these people to get his daughters into school.
Exactly.
He said he and Laughlin allegedly paid $500,000 to pass off their two daughters as crew athletes so they could get into USC. And he and Tom Arnold actually got into a shoving match over it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Tom Arnold, by the way, this is Tom Arnold news. That's a picture of Tom Arnold and then Massimo Giannulli. Tom Arnold and his wife, Ashley, they've been married for 10 years.
Yeah?
Splitsville.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Too bad, because he used to talk really nicely about her. Said it's been a long time coming. We've been together about almost 11 years, and I'm very grateful. We've had good years. I have children because of my wife. She has one life. She gets to live it exactly the way she wants to now. It's hard, but we're splitting up. And then he was asked about Roseanne, about her recent racism and comments like that. And he said, when I was with her, she was never like that. She was never racist or anything like that. She's just gone off the deep end, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, a lot of the cool people I grew up with have wound up that way. What happened to me?
I don't know. You just figured it out somehow.
I just stayed there.
You figured it out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do we want to talk about New Zealand anymore?
It's just so difficult to hear.
The British press has a whole bunch of stuff. Looking at the Daily Mail,
they have more info.
Well, they're saying that this is the way they put it. You know how the Daily Mail is.
Yeah.
The Trump-supporting white supremacist who launched a massive massacre at New Zealand mosque.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that that's not true.
Yeah. The gunman has been identified. He identified himself on Twitter as Brenton Tarrant from Grafton, New South Wales, Australia. He live-streamed the mass shooting inside the Al Noor Mosque. He posted a 74-page manifesto explaining the reasons behind the shooting, which is the worst, of course, ever in New Zealand. 49 dead, 48 injured. In the document, Tarrant said he supported President Donald Trump as a symbol of renewed white identity and common purpose, but not as a policymaker. The 28-year-old terrorist claimed he chose to use a gun over other weapons because it would spark a debate around the Second Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they've actually got copies of the manifesto here. Tarrant said, with enough pressure, the left wing within the United States will seek to abolish the Second Amendment, and the right wing within the U.S. will see this as an attack on their very freedom and liberty. The attempted abolishment of rights by the left will result in a dramatic polarization of the people in the United States and eventually a fracturing of the U.S. along cultural and racial lines. He made reference to being European throughout and said his plan, which he said was 2 years in the making, was inspired by the Stockholm truck attack in April of 2017. He wanted to avenge those killed in that attack, which was carried out by Uzbek asylum seeker Rakhmat Akilov.
Never going to live in Star Trek.
His heroes include right-wing commentator Candace Owens and PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. I thought the internet was going to save us. Apparently not.
No, doesn't look like it.
It just connected all the racists and let them know they weren't alone.
Well, it's
yeah. All right. Let's see. Do you have weather or traffic or anything there, Katie?
I got weather.
Okay.
Investing you with visual freedom from glasses and contacts. Visit Wait Vision in Lehigh or waitvision.com. That's WAITE vision.com.
All right. Thank you very much.
What is that, weather?
That's weather.
What is weather?
That was the weather sponsor.
Oh.
That was the weather sponsor. Do you want me to do the weather?
If you can do the weather, I don't have Gina.
It's going to be pretty nice.
Did Gina leave you without the weather? Yeah. Well, I always said to take when she leaves to take the weather with her. Let's see. I'll pull up the Weather Channel app real quick and have it for you.
Good deal.
It's we're going to be warming up this weekend. The high pressure system is here, and that means yes, we'll get some sunshine and the snow will melt, but it also means that the inversion will be back. High today of 43, and let's see, tomorrow looks like 49, and the sun's going to be shining for the next 5 or so days.
I just hope it'll be warm enough to swim in Las Vegas.
Oh, it will be. You'll be fine.
More than likely.
I hope so. All right, here's boner candidate number 3. No. Not necessary. No. Here is a new device that will let dads take on nursing duty. Yes, the Dentsu Group, a Japanese company, of course, has created a wearable breastfeeding technology that will let fathers nurse babies. It is a breast-shaped device equipped with a tank to help hold milk or formula. It can vibrate to induce sleep and alert parents of the baby's feeding patterns. With the softness and warmth close to that of a mother's breast, babies are none the wiser and can relax as usual, according to the website that promotes Dentsu's upcoming appearance at South by Southwest in Austin. This year, the company is promoting a concept called Pointless Brings Progress, the idea that something whose value is uncertain is heralding the future. The tech company says the idea is to alleviate stress from others and encourage fathers to have a more active role in child rearing. It's a device that the father can put on and breastfeed his child. I don't think it's necessary. No.
Oh, I'm glad I don't have to think about these things.
No. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
There's boner candidate number 1. She was too masculine. Women judges. They were women judges in Italy. Yeah.
Oh, no. See, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, they were female judges, and they quashed a rape verdict.
Still wrong.
Saying that the victim was too masculine. Boner candidate number 2. I pointed it briefly to Hyde Park, Utah. I think that's up in Cache County by Logan. 2 Hyde Park employees resigning after a gun incident. The other employee admitted, yes, I did. I pointed an unloaded gun at that guy's groin, but only briefly, just briefly. And boner candidate number 3, no, not necessary.
All right, here we go. You've got to vote for round 2 of your boners. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one needs to go forward to face off against the winner of round 1's voting and possibly become boner of the day. Which one of these 3 is your champion, your contender? Which one is the worst? 1, 2, or 3? Put the candidate that you think should win, that single digit, that number, in the message of a text. That's how the computer counts it. If anything else is in there, it kind of screws it up. So text that number to 33986. Easy to do. Most people vote that way. You can also call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting March 15, 2019 and vote there. So, I want you voted for that. Stick around. Boner fight happens at 9:20. That's when we'll take both champions and throw them into the Boner Dome. And one of them will become Boner of the Day and possibly Boner of the Week. We do that on Friday. Today. All right, you've got 300 seconds. Let's go. Round 2. Get to voting. Boner of the Day. Round 2.
When Carrie, Bill,
You know who's on the line? I believe this is the impetus to the first all-day show.
Candace.
Yes.
How now? You were there for the first all-day show. Oh yeah.
I was, as Carrie said, I was the something from the radio gods, the idiot or something.
No,
not so much. He didn't really.
The
say
gift from the radio gods.
That was it. Yeah.
But
and I was the one that brought the alcohol.
You are the first. You were the one who started the tradition of bringing us booze.
Exactly. And I'm so upset. Y'all got pedicures and I didn't.
Well,
I would have liked one.
Well, you should have asked.
Well, I was in and out of the house all day.
Candy Bear.
Well, then you couldn't.
And then you couldn't have gotten one anyway.
Candy Bear. I'm not sure what.
Not. Did you say Candy Bear?
Yeah.
Or Daddy Bear?
Candy Bear.
Oh, that's cute.
You're
Better
my-
than Candy Ass.
You're my little Candy Bear.
Who is this?
Don't you know?
No, I don't know.
Who is this?
It's your mother.
I think
Hi.
Candy's
Candy?
been drinking today already.
Candy, hi, it's Mitt
No,
Candy, hi,
I
it's Mitt
haven't.
Romney.
Candace,
Ew.
do you have any idea what you're listening to or where you are?
It's a country station, and I'm in Texas. No, of course I do, you silly gooses. That
Candy?
was ridiculous.
Candy Bear?
Don't call me Candy, please. My dad hated that.
It's Candace.
It's Candace, Carrie.
Yes, it's Candace.
If
Bill,
your dad
and I
hated
will-
that, he shouldn't have named you Candace.
Yeah.
He's no longer living. That's rude.
Well, I'm sure his feelings are hurt.
Did you call us Candace?
Yes,
she-
I did, and
she
I
did.
meant to get abused.
Okay, because I thought maybe the interns had called you and then
No, nobody
just picked your name
remembers.
out of a phone book or something. Nobody
You
remembers.
wish.
Nobody remembers what, Candace?
Any of this.
Any of.
And I'm even on the CD, and I'm so sad.
She's
I'm
she's
joking.
the phone call. She's the reason.
For Carrie's
She's the
story.
reason that we
The
did the because
story.
I didn't get a chance to
Yeah.
tell my Hawaii story.
No, it
or
was your Vegas.
My Vegas story.
Vegas
my
story,
Vegas
that's
story.
right.
Exactly.
And
Carrie, I saw you at that one clothing store. I don't remember.
You remember, Carrie?
was
Oh,
was I
yeah,
was I was I buying my garments?
It was that
Was
one
it that
clothing
one?
store.
That one
No.
clothing store?
I don't know what you call them. Come on, help me out. A thing.
You
a
know.
management,
A thing.
whatever.
I can.
Was it a remote?
You know, I can see why you were the impetus for the all-day show, because it takes all day to get anything out of you.
Holy crap! You've been doing this all day. I'm tired too, and yes, whatever.
She's
but
drunk.
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm just embarrassed.
Candy Bear?
This is the note you want to go out on.
Yeah.
By the way.
No, Candace, you've been rickrolled. I'm sorry.
God bless you, Candace.
All right.
I'm glad that somehow you started the all-day show, but no, that's not the note we want to go out on.
Well, we got 20 minutes.
But as with all of our all-day shows, I seem to remember that they go out not with a bang, but a whimper.
I've been whimpering for the last hour and 20 minutes.
They just kind of peter out at the end. So,
well, Gina, I'm used to your whimpering.
It's what I do.
X96.
All right, 8:48. It's time to award round 2 of your boners.
Already? Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh. Well, then let's do it.
It's not soon enough, if you ask me.
Really?
I need for this day to be over.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's been a long one for you?
Long week.
Yeah. Well, it's brought to you in part by Masamon Curry with rice. And, of course, we had boner candidate number 1. She was too masculine. Mm-hmm. It was the Italian judges who decided that that couldn't have been a rape because the victim looked too masculine.
Either they're asking for it or they're too masculine, right?
Boner candidate, and those were female judges, which is very odd.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 2. I pointed it briefly. This is... You know, and the mayor went along with this. The council went along with this.
I know. It's just amazing to me. I mean, I grew up in a house with guns, you know, and that was one of the first things that Dad taught me is even if you know that it's not loaded, you still treat it as though it is loaded, and you only point it at something that you intend to destroy.
Yeah. And then boner candidate number 2, no, this is not necessary. The Japanese have invented this thing that men can wear so that they can put it on and they can breastfeed the child.
Now, there are those saying that this is actually a good idea.
I don't think so. There are gender differences.
Also, this was invented apparently in the movie Meet the Fockers.
There are gender differences, and you know, let's just go with that. Let's see. Steve won a Boner T-shirt, and the winner of the Boner voting was, of course, Boner candidate number 1. She was too masculine.
There you go. That is the winner of round 2's voting. Now faces off against the winner of round 1's voting. One of those two will be Boner of the Day. You will decide that at 9:20, about a half hour from now. So yeah, you might as well stick around.
Sure.
I might have some nice St. Patrick's Day stuff for you here. All right?
Yeah. I had 3 emails of interest here.
Is this sponsored?
This is sponsored.
Katie?
Woohoo! At Lucky's Auto Credit, 77 cents and a job gets you a car. That is awesome. We'll front you a tax, title, and license.
Wait a minute. Did you just go?
I'm sorry.
No, wait. Okay.
I do apologize for that.
Okay. All right. Now let's just collect ourselves.
Oh God! All right.
That was pretty good, but let's collect ourselves and just start over again.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Woohoo! At Lucky's Auto Credit, 77 cents and a job gets you a car. That is awesome. We'll front you the tax, title, and license. So that's 77 cents total to drive away today. Apply online at luckysautocredit.com. Woohoo!
There we go.
I think that was pretty awesome that you did just sort of just clear your nose while you were reading that.
Emails of interest.
Now, I had 3, and I seem to have lost one, and I don't know where it went. But I'll do this. I'll do this the two. And I wish Gina were here. And Katie, you could come back here, and maybe Crystal could come in here too, because we need a woman's point of view.
We do? Well, we got 2 of them.
We need a woman's point of view on one of them.
Let's bring it.
The video.
She can just leave the shot on Bill.
Set it on. Yeah,
leave the shot on Bill, and it'll be fine. Come on in, Crystal.
So this first one, we don't need a woman's point of view, but this one just email of interest. It says, "Please don't use my name. My only thing that must go is people apologizing." It's meant to be a must go, but we don't need to use it for that. People apologizing when someone gets offended.
I'm sorry.
Specifically this last week when a user emailed a must go and was offended about Radio from Hell making a Hannibal Lecter joke in regards to the story about a person being murdered and then having their liver eaten. After the must go was read, Bill apologized, but the apology really wasn't necessary. People have and will continue to be offended over anything and everything. So when do we just let them be offended and continue to live our lives or do our jobs? Someone told me they were offended that I was drinking a beer at a jazz game next to their family.
What?
My first instinct was to apologize, but I wasn't sorry.
No.
Just living my life. And, you can drink a beer in your seat at a jazz game. So let people be offended and apologize only when you're clearly in the wrong.
Now, see, that seems screwed up to me, that you would be offended seeing someone drinking a beer.
Yeah.
I wish that person that was offended could explain that to me.
Yeah.
I've actually seen that happen. I had a woman, my friend's mom came over to my parents' house, and she was offended that my parents were drinking wine in their own house.
Well, then they shouldn't.
In their own house.
Yeah.
She was offended that they were drinking wine when she came over to drop off her daughter to hang out with me.
Okay, yeah.
Well, okay.
I just don't. Anyway.
All right, so now here's the other one.
Did I ever tell you my what we call the California Mormon story?
No.
Because when we lived in Draper, there was a family next door, and they were the typical California Mormons, right? And they invited Sue and I over for dinner, and they even made a point of saying, "And you can bring wine if you'd like." Oh. Went, okay, so we brought some wine. We're having dinner, and well, both of them were like, "Do you mind if we smell that?" Oh, I think I might like that. Yes, I think you might like that.
Would.
I see.
Oh, okay. Well, here, I don't want any, but I just.
Oh. Did they have wine glasses in their house?
No.
No.
We had to drink them.
Okay. Now here's the other email of interest, and I'll just let you guys weigh in on this. It says, please don't use my name. My 12-year-old daughter is in a school production at, and I'm going to leave the school out too. Okay. It's a musical. My 12-year-old daughter is in a musical at this school. These are 7th to 9th graders, 12 to 15 years old, the very most insecure age for a female. Body shaming is a big issue. And I was outraged, as well as a lot of other parents, when my 12-year-old daughter asked me if I have black Spanx. And it says here, Gina can explain what Spanx are. Well, I know what they are. It's kind of like a girdle. It's a garment that you wear under your clothes, and it's sort of tight fitting, right?
Mm-hmm. Very.
Yeah, usually made. It's very tight fitting, and it's usually made out of like lycra.
Yeah, they're to tuck in fat. And it says here, I'm not calling Gina fat, but grown women know what these are. In all caps. All these girls were asked to wear black Spanx under their dresses and costumes. Seriously, please don't body shame our young girls. That is all. Sent from my. Says sent from my iPhone. So, what is your take on that?
Well, I mean, so Spanx, like most dancers wear Spanx. They're normally like super tight fitting shorts. Right. So when they ask him to wear them under the clothes, it's not about like holding in anything. It's about making sure that depending on what kind of costume you're wearing, like if it's a dress or a skirt, that, you know, if they're dancing during the performance and things like that, and they throw their legs up, they're not flashing anyone or showing anything.
I know Crystal comes from a background of where your mother has done a lot of work with the young girls dancing and stuff.
I've danced.
You were in the dance
I've
program.
been a dancer since from 5 until 18. I still dance, but Spanx is just part of the wardrobe. It's not a part of body shaming. It has nothing to do with any of that. I think someone's.
You think so? You think this woman was a bit too sensitive about it?
It's a functionality.
That or she was misinformed.
It's part of it. So it's to make the costume look better. I mean, it just smooths everything out. And
well, really, honestly, if you're kicking your legs up or rolling around on the floor or whatever, you don't want to see if a girl is wearing a leotard, then it looks like underwear. I would much rather see a set of Spanx or shorts.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They're shorts.
Okay.
They're just tight shorts. I'd rather see shorts than underwear.
Yeah.
And it's more of a...
It's more for modesty than...
Yes, it is. It has nothing to do with their bodies.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
Sure, maybe I don't know if this person is listening, but maybe I'll
reply.
Maybe I'll reply or
see what happens.
I'll have Gina reply. Maybe.
All right, that would be good. All right,
Okay,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping us out with that.
Okay.
Little Spanx discussion. All right, we're going to take a break. We've got boner fight coming up. We got boner of the week on the way. A lot of stuff. So stand by. ShamrockPlumbing.net.
It's St. Patrick's Day. Is that why they changed their name to Shamrock? No, they've always been called Shamrock Plumbing. As a matter of fact, Shamrock Plumbing has been doing the job of taking care of people's plumbing here. What is it? It doesn't say it in this copy, but I think I remember 30 years.
I want to say that.
I think it's 30 years. Oh, no, it does say it right here.
Oh,
30 years.
30 years.
More than 30 years, it says. They've been around and doing big jobs and small jobs here along the Wasatch Front. Any size system, too. It doesn't matter. No one can beat Shamrock. They do great big jobs, new systems. They're doing a big apartment complex there on the 6 South off-ramp. And they'll come to your house and fix leaks and little plumbing jobs, too.
That's right. That's what I use them for.
Yeah. Any size system, too. Water softeners and heaters and water purification systems. Residential, commercial, doesn't matter. Call Shamrock Plumbing right now for best pricing on water heaters and softeners, 801-295-1690, or go to their website to check them out, too, shamrockplumbing.net.
Hi, this today to
The sense of summer, barbecues, days at the beach, with your buddies, the smell of a man, a cologne that says,
I am a man. I am all man. I am very, very manly, dude.
Radio from Hell brand beer scented cologne, a little one-on-one b-ball at the playground, or working all day on your car in the hot, hot sun. A man wants to smell like a man. Radio from Hell brand beer scented cologne. Being a man is hot, sweaty work, and hot, sweaty work all goes better with beer.
Radio from Hell brand beer scented cologne. Now available in convenient 6-packs at Checker Auto Parts and on draft in kegs at Costco.
Coming soon. Radio from Hell brand Zima scented perfume for the ladies.
Oh, man, that is the best bidet. That's right. That is a really good one.
Some flogging Molly for St. Patrick's Day. Because why not?
Which is actually when?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yes. Sponsored by, what can an outlet do for you? Give you a charge? Give you a voice? Give you the best place to buy your next car or truck? The Carl Malone used car outlet. When you think the outlet, think Carl Malone used car outlet in the Southtown Auto Mall. Home to $88 down and $88 a month.
That place is so good, they say it twice.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Automall, Automall.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Katie.
Let's see now. Breezy is calling in.
Breezy Weeks, is she there?
She is here, yes.
She's,
Hi,
yes.
Breezy.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Hi, can you hear us?
me?
Yes, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
So I was wanting to talk. Hi, it's Bill.
Yes, hi, Bill.
Hi.
I know your voice very well.
Oh, thanks. I don't know yours very well because we really haven't had a chance to talk very much often.
It's true. It's very true. I heard your story a little bit yesterday, and you're correct. We mostly met in the dark at a concert in the backstage,
Yeah.
which kind of sounds a little strange for some people, but
Yeah.
it's because my husband's in a band. So
Right.
yeah.
So I know your husband Darwin, but I don't. It's what?
Dallin.
Oh yeah. Dallin. I mean, I've been around him more than I've been around you. He's been he's been here in the studio and his band is called what? So,
I don't know how, but they found me.
I don't either, but what's his band called?
That's it.
It's a hard band name for me to remember.
Well, we like to we call it IDK How for short. So IDK How.
IDK How.
IDK How.
I like that.
That's
Okay.
good.
All right.
Yeah.
And
that's what the cool kids say.
Yeah, that's IDK How. That's good. I like that. And your husband Darren is really a very
Dallin.
Oh, Dallin. Yeah, Dallin. He's a very memorable guy and a very charming guy. And
oh yeah.
And but you're going to fill in for me, well, because I'm going to be. What day are you going to fill in?
She's going to do Monday. I think.
Monday.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You've got a great voice.
Well, thank you.
Just listening.
I've had people tell me I do some kind of radio or voiceovers, but I haven't really dabbled in that. So.
Have you not done any radio or anything like that at all?
No, not really. I've been interested in maybe doing like podcasts or something. So this will be fun for me.
Have you done any? What do you do besides being Durwood's wife?
It's Dallin.
Dallin's wife. I mean, sorry.
That's the inevitable question I get. Yeah, I back in my 20s, I dabbled a little bit in acting and modeling, and I'm kind of more known for doing a lot of stand-in and body doubling for actresses. Like my biggest thing was Kate Beckinsale for Pearl Harbor.
Well, yes.
Wow, we need some stories about that on Monday. I need for sure.
Yeah.
And I saw Pearl Harbor, so I probably saw. No, I didn't see you.
Well, no, because of the body doubles.
Yeah.
I saw where you were standing at one time.
At one moment, yes.
Right. If they did it well, it's you're fooled that it's her. So
yeah,
yes.
I got it. That was so. Were you in Hawaii doing that?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to Hawaii, but I was. But I was on the job for about 4 months, and those were hard hours.
Yeah.
So we're talking like 14-hour days sometimes.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it was fun for the most part, and it was really exciting. But yeah, that was just kind of one of my jobs I did. But there's numerous little things that I've done over time.
Mm-hmm. Where are you from originally, Breezy?
I'm a native Californian.
Yeah. And has your voice always been? It's got a really nice, rich, deep quality. Has it always been like that?
Yes. Yes, it has. I used to not like it as a girl because most girls have like higher, pitched voices, and I was kind of embarrassed of it to hear it. But but I've gotten compliments. I'm like, okay, I'll just go with that.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. And is Breezy your real name?
It is. Yes, thanks to my hippie parents. So, yeah, there was actually a movie, an old film. I don't know, like my parents liked called Breezy, and it was actually directed by Clint Eastwood.
Oh yes.
And
was it starring Kay Lenz?
It was.
Yeah, I remember that. I had a crush on her, kind of. She was kind of a thing for a while. Kay Lenz, Breezy. Yeah, I remember that movie. Do you have siblings?
I have a couple step and half, siblings.
But do they have hippie names too?
No, they don't. They're all actually start with the letter J.
They all start with the letter. You don't have like a sister named Seagull and.
No, No, but my middle name is Dawn, so it's Breezy Dawn.
Breezy
So,
Dawn.
you know,
Breezy
the
Dawn,
whole
of
thing.
course.
Damn drug-taking hippies.
Yep.
Well,
right.
is there anything I won't be here to, maybe I'll try and listen to a little bit of it while I'm down in Las Vegas with my wife and daughter, but maybe, is there anything I can do to make you more comfortable? Can I, like, clean up my area here? Or,
Sure.
I mean, that would be nice. Make messy.
Yeah, a little, but I probably won't do that.
We'll light some scented candles. And
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I hope you have a good time and just relax and have fun and
Yeah. Well,
the challenge is going to be not making it too geeky, because
I understand.
Breezy is like me. She's a big old geek.
Yeah, that's I heard that and I thought, oh God,
It could get bad.
Yeah.
Because we do have geek news on Monday.
Yeah.
So we'll see
yeah,
what happens.
I think we were starting to bore Gina a little bit the other day at lunch. with our
She
talk.
was looking. She just had that faraway look in her eye while we were going down the Doctor Who hole.
Yeah, the Who hole. Well, I know Kerry is a really bad geek, but I also know he has a sense of, oops,
we're going too far.
He has restraint. He knows how to restrain himself for the general audience. So have a good time, have fun. I'm sorry I won't be here to see, because I don't really even know what you look like. I could run. I mean, really, I could run into you on the street again because I saw you briefly in the audience or in the office.
Well, we'll take pictures.
Yeah, and then but again, I have seen you backstage in the dark, and then briefly in the office last week, and I just wouldn't know you. So, but have fun.
That's okay.
Well, Breezy,
That's okay. You have fun too.
I never thought I would say I'm looking forward to Monday.
Okay.
All right.
Me too.
Talk to
see
you
you,
again.
Breezy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
But she's very nice.
Oh, I think she's going to do a great job.
What a nice voice.
Oh, yeah. Terrific.
Great.
All right, we'll take a break. We will be back. We've got Boner Fight coming up. Stand by. Also, Boner of the Week.
I really like her husband, Donnie, though.
Dallin.
Huh?
Breezy is on a few panels at FanX as well because of her geek expertise, as it were. Fan organizers expect to have over 35 different film and celebrity guests, over 100 artists, authors, and panelists, and more than 200 vendors at FanX. Expectation of 50,000 attendees. It's already shaping up to be the biggest spring event in history, featuring a great celebrity lineup with a number of big celebrities. Val Kilmer and Warwick Davis, both from the you know them both from the film Willow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although Warwick Davis, I believe, and I check me on this, has been in every Star Wars movie.
I wouldn't know.
In one way or another, he has been in every Star Wars movie, I think. Paul Bettany and Clark Gregg from The Avengers, of course, Vision and Agent Coulson. 3 guests from The Office. Alice Cooper is coming. Linda Carter from Wonder Woman. Passes and photo ops are on sale now. You can have the ultimate fan experience, get a professional portrait with an individual star or a group of actors from your favorite fandoms. You can meet the stars from your favorite fandoms like Star Wars, Doctor Who, Harry Potter, The Office, and more. FanX Salt Lake Comic Convention, the ultimate fan experience, is happening April 19th and 20th at the Salt Palace Convention Center. Go to fanxsaltlake.com to get your tickets.
Marcosian Auto and X96 have
I could talk about this now because my wife's Christmas party is over, the one that she has at work. And one of the deals is they do a white elephant every year, and it's an exchange, and then they do that. I don't know what's it called, where it's like, I'll take that, and you have this.
You do like
big
a
swap.
Yeah, like
What's
a
it called?
like a barter. I don't know the
something
technical
swap.
Yeah.
Anyway, and she went on an Etsy site and she sent for these crocheted coasters.
Cool.
That was the gift she was taking
Yeah,
to the party.
and the reason they were funny is they were shaped like cats' butts. So
What?
so they were round, and there was a
Okay. A little butthole?
in the middle, and then there were little legs and a tail.
Okay.
So someone had crocheted those.
Okay.
So she sent for 4 of those.
Okay.
Because it was like an Etsy thing, the packaging that they send is not going to be professional.
Right.
So just essentially the person stuffed them in an envelope and put them in the mail.
In fact, the cheaper you can send them, then maybe you can keep a little bit of the postage on your end. Sure.
Exactly. So we get the envelope, and it's in this plastic bag. We care.
We care.
From the Postal Service. Now, I like the Postal Service. I like our post office. I like our postal workers.
I think the U.S. mail is great.
They do a great job.
Yeah.
This envelope was soaked in some kind of chemical that smelled like paint thinner.
Huh.
But I like the fact that above the We Care, someone had taken a label maker and made the little label that says leaked on.
So there was an accident.
So there was some sort of accident with a chemical that they were mailing that smelled like turpentine.
And they put it in that plastic bag.
Yeah.
And then
So were the cat butt coasters ruined?
Surprisingly, no. She was able to get them cleaned up, and they had a slight smell of paint thinner or turpentine or whatever.
Well, that just made them better.
Yeah.
But anytime I mail a package, they ask me, "Is this flammable?" Clearly, the liquid that leaked on these cat butt coasters was flammable. Some people get to mail flammable stuff, and some do not.
Or they lie.
Or they lie.
Yeah.
But I just.
Well, it's nice. So the Postal Service rescued the.
Well, they just put it in that bag.
Oh, they put the whole envelope.
Yeah, they put the whole envelope in the bag.
So it wouldn't get on other things.
So it wouldn't get on other things,
Because we care.
Sorry about your cat butt coasters. Gag gift.
Yeah.
But the other, whatever it is not going to get leaked on because we got it taken care of.
What's the fine print underneath all of that?
We sincerely regret the damage to your mail during the handling by the Postal Service. We hope this incident did not inconvenience you.
Okay.
We realize that your mail is important to you and that you have every right to expect it to be delivered in good condition.
It's not a personal message. It doesn't go into. We know these valuable cat butt coasters.
It's sincerely your plant manager, processing and distribution.
Oh, I see.
Let's see, 9:22 right now. And yes, I'm being corrected. Warwick Davis was not in A New Hope or Empire. He was 13 years old when he started in Jedi as an Ewok. And I think now I'm getting different reports as to whether he's been in the rest of them or not. He's like in costumes and stuff all the time. He's not necessarily playing a role without makeup. He's in costumes and things. All right, anyway. Let's get to, we got Boner Fight coming up in about just 3 or 4 minutes is all. So be ready for that.
Okay.
But right now, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by.
Massamon Curry.
And?
Screw this one up, I promise. Lease a 2018 Honda Civic LX CVT from Stockton 12 Honda for just $5 a day. Honda Civic is just $5 a day, only at Stockton 12 Honda in the Southtown Auto Mall.
Thank you, Katie. And we are going to have you hula hoop here in a moment.
Guy bought a Cadillac, vintage Cadillac.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City man, because that's what you do when you live in Kansas City.
Of course.
Kansas City, here I come. They got some, they got some crazy little women one.
Well, I hear that. I hear that.
They got some crazy little women there. A long time ago, I thought I was going to go there and get me one.
Get you one.
Yeah. Kansas City firefighters were called to his home because he parked this vintage Cadillac in his garage and he heard a loud bang. It fell right through the floor of the garage into the ground.
Oh.
When they arrived on the scene, the firefighters, the homeowner said, "I just parked it in the garage. It was a 1983 vintage Cadillac, and I was eating dinner. I heard a loud bang, and I looked through the garage window, and the car was like at an angle. Just, I don't know. I hollered at my mom to give me her keys because her car, her Benz, was sitting right next to the Cadillac. I pulled my mom's car out of the garage safely. The garage is separate from the rest of the house. I don't know, it was a sinkhole or something, but they pulled the Cadillac out. It was pretty much okay. Weird. So Danny Boyle,
yes,
who directed Slumdog Millionaire and a bunch of other movies. He directed that Fast Vampire movie, 28 Days, I think, later.
Oh, that was him, yeah.
Wasn't that Danny Boyle?
I think.
So he's directed this Beatles movie. It's called Yesterday.
All right.
And it's set as a closing night film for the Cannes Film Festival. The Cannes Film Festival.
Is it a documentary? Or
No.
Because we have, if we only had another Beatles documentary.
No. So I watched the trailer for it. What a weird premise.
What is it?
Well, this guy.
Yes.
He gets, he gets in an accident, gets clobbered, gets all his teeth knocked out, and when he comes to, he's sitting on a bench or something with a guitar, and he starts playing this song, and he's playing, and it's a perfect rendition of Yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so, and it sounds even like Paul McCartney, and maybe it is, but at any rate, and people go, wow, that's a great song.
He wakes up in a world where the Beatles
never existed,
yeah.
And he knows all of the songs and can play them beautifully. And he becomes the world's most,
biggest pop star.
Yeah, a famous star because he knows. And at first he goes, "What? You've never heard of this song? It's really an odd premise.
It's an interesting premise.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where he can take that.
Exactly. Yeah, that was my next question. Is where do you go with that? I love the setup.
Yeah, but how do you end the bit?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you sustain it for 90 minutes? I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see. And he's kind of an ugly guy with all of his teeth missing and everything because he gets them knocked out. And I think it looks like he doesn't ever fix them throughout the movie. And people are
like Freddie Mercury. You don't want to screw up the voice.
Yeah, so it's fascinating. Anyway, it's called Yesterday by Danny Boyle.
All right.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
Here we go. I don't know how this will do. I'm not sure. The 7 o'clock hour winner was Rob Bishop, our Congressman Rob Bishop.
Yes.
A man who taught history to scores of kids in Box Elder County.
I was going to say, if he was ever your history teacher, you may want to think back on that.
Yeah, and think about if he ever taught you about genocide, because it was probably wrong.
Yeah. I'll bet a lot of stuff he taught you was wrong.
Because he said to some reporters and people that the new Green Deal, the Democrats' new Green Deal, is like genocide. No. No, it's not.
Nothing at all like genocide.
So that's number one. And voter candidate number two, it's bad. Some women judges in Italy have overturned a rape verdict because they say, I don't know, this victim, she was too masculine. It couldn't have possibly been a rape. She was too masculine. These men could not have raped her. Why would they have raped her? She's too masculine looking.
That's number two.
Yeah.
All right. It's, You got to decide. I'm glad I don't have to. You got to decide which one of these two is boner of the day. 1 or 2. Remember the candidate number of the one you think should win. Put that number, that single digit, in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message of the text, nothing else, just that number. And then text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go online. Look for the box at x96.com that says Boner Fight March 15, 2019. And vote there. You don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. You've only got about, less than 300 seconds in order to vote for Boner of the Day. Here we go.
Farting is far from just a human problem. Animals fart too.
Well, yes. If they have digestive systems, it'll happen.
As the Washington Post reported, there's a new hashtag making the rounds through the science Twitterverse. Hashtag does it fart, which, as you may have guessed, is here to answer any and all questions about which animals are capable of passing gas.
Well, I would say just
Not
about
all.
any.
No, not all.
Really?
Yeah,
It's part of digestion. If you digest.
Which animals cut the cheese?
Okay.
Well,
Okay, I don't know which ones do. I want to know the ones that don't.
tons do, of course. Bats, rats, all that.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger they are, the harder they fart.
Of course.
Bear farts are horrible.
Rats, zebras, bearded dragons are among the creatures that fart. Birds, on the other hand, do not seem to pass gas. Birds.
That actually kind of makes sense.
But they could, let's see, marine invertebrates.
So you should eat like a bird so you don't fart?
Oysters, mussels,
Well,
crabs.
how would they fart?
I don't know.
They don't have a bum.
Well, they eliminate waste.
She said in the most scientific way possible.
They eliminate waste. They take in nutrients and eliminate waste. The hashtag has a purpose beyond making scientists giggle at their own handiwork. The paper explained whether or not a given animal farts is apparently a question that zoo employees often receive from kids who come to the zoo.
Well, yeah.
They ask the questions.
Kids would ask that.
If a little scatological humor keeps kids interested in biology, well, everybody wins. And if the hashtag does it fart has you jonesing for more internet things at the intersection of animals and potty humor, there's always... no, I don't think I can say that one. It's about animals with the weirdest genitalia. Okay.
Now, here's someone who's saying that birds fart because they've heard their cockatiel fart. I don't think you have.
What have you
maybe
heard?
it's just
then?
making
I
a
think
fart
you've
sound.
heard it making a fart sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're mimicking you.
Probably
maybe?
imitating you
Yeah.
farting.
Yeah.
geek news specialist, Carrie Jackson.
All right, 9:35 right now. And it is time to award Boner of the Day.
And it's brought to you by Rice at Masaman Curry.
And
somebody else.
Somebody else?
Probably the Del Taco.
You think? I don't know. Is a sheet over there?
Let me see.
Gina leaves and everything goes to hell. Oh, you got it?
Del Taco.
Is it sponsored?
Was probably Del Taco.
Yes, it was Del Taco.
No, it still is.
Yes, it is Del Taco.
Until we rate it, and then it's not. Then it's done.
Then, yeah, that's fair. The liner I've got is X96 welcomes Love Loud to the USANA Amphitheater on June 29th. The lineup is amazing, featuring Dan Reynolds, Kesha, Group Love, K-Fly, Paris, Dea, Tegan and Sarah, Martin Garrix, and many others. Tickets go on sale March 15th, but Todd Newcomb has your chance to win a pair before you can buy them. Listen every day for your chance to snag a pair of tickets. Get all the details and enter for another chance to win at x96.com.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I can do that.
So we had Boner candidate number 1. She was much too masculine. The Italian judges, women Italian judges, who overturned a rape conviction because they said the victim was too masculine. She couldn't have possibly been raped. Going up against Rob Bishop, who taught history to generations of kids in Box Elder County. He's saying the Democrats' Green New Deal is like genocide. George won some Del Taco.
Oh.
Some of those nice fresh green.
What?
Those nice taco boxes that they have.
Yeah, the boxes.
The big, nice boxes of tacos. And the winner, Boner candidate number 2, the teacher, the genocide, the Rob Bishop.
All right, there's your Boner of the Day for March 15, 2019. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. And we'll get to that in our next break.
Get your hula hoop.
Dave the Flower Guy. Okay. Now, Katie for short, who's our interim producer, made the mistake of saying the other day that I'm actually pretty good at hula hoop.
Well, we were talking about something about some very expensive hula hoops, I think, that had been stolen.
And she come running in saying, yes, they are that expensive.
Yeah.
Because I only remember hula hoops from when I was a kid, and they were just, the hollow plastic and had a pea in them, and so they made noise when they went around, and they were like $3 maybe.
Yeah, so these
Whammo.
ones aren't that.
Those aren't that.
No.
They were Whammo brand hula hoops.
That sounds wonderful. I know those ones, the ones that have like the little rice beads in them and things like that.
Or a little ball bearing.
Yeah, so they weigh them a little bit. Well, the one I have that I brought in, this lovely bad boy, this is a $400 smart hoop.
Oh, it is not.
It is. I bought it for my best friend for $200. She was the one that bought it for $400. It lights up. It lights up in different patterns. There's different settings that I can change it to. I can make my own patterns and install it into it.
What the hell?
Yeah. So they're super high tech. They're really cool. And there are some that get super expensive, like higher than $400.
Higher than $400?
Oh yeah. They'll come with a remote with a remote that you can change the colors like in the middle while somebody's dancing.
It's called an astral hoop.
It is. This one is an astral hoop. There's
All right.
other places that you can buy them. People make them. Etsy makers have a huge thing for it. So
wow.
So you could be hula hooping and somebody with a remote control could stand
Change it,
there and change
yeah.
the colors while you're hoop.
change the color.
So
change the
are you pretty
pattern.
good at hula hooping?
I'm not the best, but
can you do
I'm
it in that
fairly
corner
good.
right there?
Okay.
Kind of.
All right.
Can we get the camera on
Get
her?
a nice wide shot there, Crystal.
Can you get the camera on? Yeah, right. Move over. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah, that's good.
Wow. She's actually quite good.
Yeah. X96.com/live.
Now
it's pretty fluid. Yeah.
Now see, I
do this a lot.
I think it should have that bead sound in it. You know that.
Well,
like they used to.
Because of the lights that are in it, this is actually it's actually a fairly heavy hoop. It doesn't feel like it.
No, it doesn't.
But it's a fairly heavy hoop, and that's
It's-
why it goes around so easily and while body hooping.
I can't think of her name right now, but there was a woman here in town last year from Saudi Arabia.
I know who you're talking about. I remember the.
She hula hoops in a burqa.
Yeah, she's a lot better than I am. She's a lot
It's
better.
very hard.
I'll bet.
And it's beautiful to watch her do it, and it's also very forbidden what she does.
She's incredibly fluid. It's wonderful watching her hoop.
I interviewed her. She's great.
I'm that person that sits on one watches hula hooping videos all the time.
Is that the verb? Watching her hoop?
Yes. Yeah, that is it.
Because you're not just doing the around your waist.
No.
Hence the name hula hoop.
There's body hooping. There's off body hooping. All those kinds of different things. Terms have become so technical now.
It's somehow very erotic to watch her hula hoop while she's completely covered, and she has this music that goes with it.
Well, and like the music that she uses is absolutely wonderful because of the rhythm that it has. It keeps the flow going so well. She's mesmerizing when it comes to her dancing.
She's also a really accomplished installation artist. She's really good.
Yeah.
I'll look her up, and I can't remember her name right now.
Is there an Instagram for hooping?
Sure.
I'm sure there's a lot of girls that have specific Instagrams just for their hula hooping videos.
Have Bill give it a try.
Then you can search the hashtag hula hooping or hooping and things like that, and you'll find all the great videos.
Hoop chat.
Hoop chat.
We need a jingle.
We
Need to make
should
a
do
jingle
this.
for hoop chat.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I am not going to try hula hooping today.
It's hoop chat.
Yeah.
Let me see the hoop. You can do this, certainly.
I used to be able to get it to come back to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, you can do it around your arm, right?
There you go. See, Carrie, you got it.
There you go.
Oh no, it's heading toward me. It's going to get me. It was crawling up my arm. It was going to get me.
Oh, okay, I'll try it. Here, I'm going to try it.
I'm going to walk over to Bill's station.
Brett says, my hula hoop is my most comfortable belt.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I know I can't. I used to be able to kind of do it.
I believe in you. You've got the right form.
I can't.
Be careful. I almost lost an eye.
You just decided to
And
try
you're-
shoulder hooping a
And
little too early.
you're doing it around your waist.
I can't do it.
You're not going to do it?
I can't do it.
You did it. It went around once.
Yeah. And I used to be able. I used to like doing this with a hula hoop. You can make it come back to you.
Oh, and spin it so it would come back to
I
you
have a
on the
trick for
ground.
that.
Okay.
That goes into what's called a wedgie.
Oh no, yeah, that's too sexual for me. Whoa!
Now that's impressive.
Whoa!
And if it were on fire, it would be even more impressive.
Yeah, well, it was also
Fire hooping is horrifying.
Fire hooping is horrifying.
people do it.
They do.
All right. Well, thank you, Kate.
Thank you,
Thanks, you
Katie.
guys.
Hidden
All right.
talents. There we go.
I didn't realize hooping was such a thing.
It's a thing.
Apparently. Hooping. Hooper. I'm a hooper.
Hooper.
You say that. I'm a hooper. What do you do? I'm a hooper.
Yeah.
What's your passion, man? I'm a hooper.
I do a little hooping now and then.
Get into a little hooping. Full contact, hooping.
Yeah, I like to do it naked.
Yeah. Nude hooper. Nude hooper.
Nude hooper. Nude hooping.
All right. Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be back. Boner of the week coming up after the standby. RanLife.com.
Ran Life, we've been talking about they'll come and do an appraisal of your home if you've been a homeowner for a year or more. Now, this is going to go to the end of this month. Now, don't procrastinate any longer on this. It ends on March 31st. That's only like 13 business days, something like that left. Now, here's an example. Some people say, well, I already have a great interest rate on my home. That doesn't matter. They can still save you some money if you qualify for this. There was a woman who she said, well, I already have a great rate. I don't think I'll call. And she called, but she said, well, I'll try. And she called, and it turns out that she had all this credit card debt, and they did a refinance, and they came and they appraised her home. Ran Life appraised her home, and they said, look, if we refinance, you still have the same rate. We'll do a refinance, and we can save you money by getting that credit card debt into interest.
That's
okay?
a deal.
So you call Ran Life at 801-478-4500. Ask to speak to a debt consolidation specialist, no matter what your interest rate is right now. If you've lived in your home for a year or more and it's a good fit, they'll appraise your home for free, $400 for free, and it might save you some money. 801-478-4500, Ran Life.
Every weekday after.
CART. Spell it with me now. C-A-R-T. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring our two Utah friends, LeVar and LeGrand. Come join the boys now as they drive the highways and byways of our great city, Salt Lake. LeGrand is driving. His friend LeVar is an unwilling passenger. Again, the Utah word is cart. Listen, Mr. Elder LeGrand R. Dunn Jr., I appreciate you driving me to my appointment and all, but you're scaring me to death with the way you're handling this automobile. I think we may die before we get there.
I've been driving this Reliant K car without so much as a fender bender for 8 years now, Lamore. I don't think you have no room to talk about how I drive. Watch out where you're going, you flipping fool!
There, you see, LeGrand, that's just what I mean right there. You cut in front of that guy there, almost rammed into him, and then you honk and yell. It was your fault.
The gall-danged mother flipper saw me signal and just wouldn't move out in the way. He should have moved out in the way.
Look, why don't you just pull over and let me behind the wheel of the K before you give us both ulcers?
Because you haven't a driver's license at this particular junction of time and space. You cannot legally drive. That's why we're driving to the traffic cart, to meet your liar. I have my doubts whether you will get it back, though. You run over a person in a pedestrian crosswalk. Well, the cart isn't going to look on that very favorably.
First off, I didn't run over nobody. I just knocked the guy down. Hell, he jumped right back up, started yelling bloody murder at me, and then it was me that was the one who calmed him down and helped him find most of his teeth. And second off, I fired my liar. He said the best he could do was keep me out of the state pen and in the county lock. He weren't no help at all. So I will represent myself in cart.
Well, you know what they say, LeVar. A man who serves as his own liar in cart has a dipstick for a client.
Oh, come on now. Whoever said that?
Smartest liar ever.
Who, F.G. Bailey? Or that Melvin Belly? Maybe it was that Lehigh McKenzie from L.A. Law.
Nope. The smartest liar ever was Perry Mason. Never lost a case in cart.
He was good. Hey, do you ever look at his secretary, that Deli Street, and have impure thoughts?
Yeah, when I was a kid. When I confessed to my church leaders, I was afraid they'd haul me into the bishop's cart.
Jackson, Bill Allred, Gina Barberi. Radio from Hell on X96.
And of course, Twitter being what it is.
Yeah.
As soon as Trump tweeted, Johnny Carson didn't do that, all the videos of Johnny Carson doing just that started to appear, including one of Johnny Carson making fun of Donald Trump throwing homeless people out onto the street. So,
yeah.
So, yeah.
He's just a...
Yeah.
He's just a piece of work.
Yeah. All right, boner of the week.
Here we go.
Brought to you by, they have over 1,000 used vehicles in inventory with 6 locations, Orem, Sandy, Murray, and Ogden, 90th South, plus trucks and imports, located at Sandy or LHMusedcars.com.
You know, you mentioned Orem there. I just hit me, I read this today, that the Utah State Legislature passed a resolution honoring the city of Orem for being 100 years old, you know, just commemorating it's 100 years old. And they also passed a resolution honoring or commemorating the fact that Joe McQueen is turning 100 years old.
Oh, they did?
Joe McQueen and Orem
are the same age.
Sharing 100 years of, I think that's interesting.
And
All
they,
right.
And they have nothing in common.
Very little except age. Yeah. Dave the Flower Guy is here.
Hello.
Hi, David. How are you?
Fine.
You were going to say fine before I even asked you.
I'm fine.
Dave, do you ever hula hoop?
No.
Probably not, huh? No. Well, it's fun.
I'm not organized.
You can't swing your hips that way.
No.
No, I can't either. All right, Dave, we're going to have you select Boner of the Week. You've been listening all week, I know, very carefully. You've been thinking about it all week. That's part of your job. I see you have some beautiful flowers for sale out there.
Yeah.
Those are, you know what kind of flowers those are?
Gladiolas.
Very good. I know that too because those were my grandmother's among her favorite
Gladiolas?
flowers. Gladiolas.
Oh, my mom always liked peonies, and I always thought it was just fun to say peonies.
Peonies or peonies.
Are they peonies?
Sometimes people say peonies, but I like gladiolas. My grandmother called them glads. All right, here we go. If you see Dave, buy some glads from him. Yep. Here we go. These are the boner candidates, the winners this week. Number 1. Monday. So what do the parents have to say after all of this? Oh, it's the anti-vaxxers.
Oh, and specifically the kid with tetanus.
Yeah, the kid got lockjaw. He didn't have his tetanus vaccines, and he got lockjaw. He got what is it? Diphtheria? Is that what it's called?
I can't remember what it's called. Well, it just in the old days they called it lockjaw because it's easier to say than the actual name.
Yeah, and then he was hospitalized. There's nearly $1 million worth of medical bills. When he was finally cured, they said, okay, now let's get these vaccinations so this doesn't happen again. And his parents said, nope. Weird. His boner candidate number 2, he's a dangerous lawbreaker. It's a Missouri man who, that's right, suffering from stage 4 cancer, pancreatic cancer. He's in his hospital room, and somebody said, we smelled marijuana coming out of that room. And so the cops came.
They called the cops.
Yeah, cops came and rousted his room. They didn't find really anything.
Dying man.
Yeah, except for some CBD oil. Boner candidate number 3, The Sound of Privilege. That was Lori Loughlin's privileged daughter, a YouTube influencer who, Lori Loughlin and her husband, Massimo, bribed school officials to get her and her sister into USC. And there's Lori Loughlin's daughter on her little YouTube channel talking to her fans saying, okay, well, I'm going to go to school this fall. I don't really want to go to school. I want the experience for the parties and the games and things like that. But boner candidate number 4, the Texas verdict. It's again associated with his bribery thing. Really, the sound of white privilege. Again, it's William H. Macy's friend, the playwright and director David Mamet, defending all of this, saying, they were just trying to do the best for their child. And And then boner candidate number 5 from today, the man taught history for years in the Box Elder school system, Rob Bishop, who is comparing the new Green Deal to genocide. Ooh.
Tough choices this week.
Who do you think, Dave?
Today's?
Rob Bishop.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, David, you are the man.
I thought you'd pick the tetanus one
I did
from
too.
Monday, but I used to be able to predict which ones you pick every week, but no, as you're getting older, you're getting tricky.
I think what Dave does is he thinks Carrie thinks I'm going to pick this one, so I'm going to pick this other one.
Zig.
Yeah.
Instead of Zag.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thanks, David.
Thank you, David. All right, let's do the promo and get out of here.
Ski-daddle.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's finally the weekend.
Yeah, but don't forget about Monday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45, we'll be talking sports with Amy Donaldson.
Also, Bill Frost will be here to tell us what's on TV.
But you know how we like to... what? But you know how we like to promise more. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry, Katie.
We had to mention that Breezy's going to be here, and I won't.
I'll mention that after the more. That'll be the more.
Okay. All right.
Don't say you're not going to be here.
Okay.
It's finally the weekend.
But don't forget about Monday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45, we'll be talking sports with Amy Donaldson.
Also, Bill Frost will be here to give us our TV update.
But you know how we like to promise more. Breezy Weeks will be joining us.
So don't miss Monday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Good enough?
I thought I'd say I wouldn't be here because there'll be people who will tune in harder because I won't be here.
Well, but there's an equal amount who will not tune in because you won't be here. So, all right, good enough. All business.
Yeah.
Well, we still got stuff to do.
Yes, we do.
Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Gina says something.
Something goes
here. A non sequitur.
No, something goes here.
All right.
X96. 1 hour nonstop music wing ding starts now.